Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to get the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this. And it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back with another great show, another interesting thing. You know, another, I understand you can't believe it sometimes, but we're going to get it on here at the Roger Report Live, y'all. We are, today, we are going to deal with the fact. Okay, yes, I'm going to say the fact. Because when you look at the majority, this is what it is. White women have a better plan for black men. Yes, y'all. That's what we're doing today, y'all. That's what we're doing. White women have a better plan for black men. Yo, shout out to the white women with the better plan, y'all. Shout out to those white women. Now, before we go too deep into this, let me first say, shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis, because y'all make up the fam around here, and I appreciate y'all big time. Appreciate you big time. Shout out to all the people who hit that like button. Y'all know how important that is to do. Shout out to all the people who hype me up every chance they get, man. Save it for me. Okay, I'm going to tell you, save it for me. You can't do it to everybody, so save it for me. Yo, that's a big thing for you to do. People who leave comments after the stream, shout out to each and every one of y'all, because, of course, that's just one more move that helps with the algorithm. So you really should do all of it for me. You really should do all of it for me. And let's just keep it real, okay? But shout out to each and every one of y'all. And shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. We got folks who become financial contributors at the channel, and y'all allow me to do things that I wouldn't even do without y'all. So shout out to each and every one of y'all, because all money on the wood is good at the Roger Report Live. All money on the wood is good, and I definitely appreciate y'all. So shout out to my main man, Marcus, okay? Shout out to Marcus, okay? He is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to you, Marcus. Shout out to you. You know, appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time, all right? Shout out to Marcus. And y'all, we're going to give some shout outs to some of the first people that check in this morning. It's always great that when you start a show that you see a few people chiming in here and there in the chat, okay? You know, I like that. I like that. But y'all know how I go around here. There can only be one, okay? Okay? There can only be one. And I want to say shout out to my main man who done did what he had to do to get into that spot, letting y'all know what time it is, y'all. Shout out to Bronk, who is what we like to call around these parts, the Highlander of today's stream. Shout out to Bronk. Shout out to Bronk, man. Glad to see you getting it done, brother. Glad to see you getting it done. And if you ain't been a Highlander of the stream, what you doing? What you doing? You got to get a few of those under your belt. You got to get a few of those under your belt. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. So shout out to you, Bronk. Shout out to MJD the second. Glad to have you here, brother. Glad to have you here. We got Inspired True Broadcast in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. Tunnel Runner is in the house. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Great to see you as well. The Righteous Teacher is at the cool table. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. My main man, Trail Bentley, is representing. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag hey Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got Ahmed Global at the cool table as well. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. I ain't seen you in a while, so great to see you. Shout out to I'm listening. Good to have you, brother. Floyd Thompson is here. Yay, yay. Glad to have you, brother. We got, I guess this is Simeon Toko. Simeon Toko, you know, glad to have you here, brother. Glad to have you here. All right. And we got we got the RX in the building. We got the RX in the building. Great to see you as well. Great to see you. Y'all, we got the one, the only, the pit master himself. Chef Mike's Round Table is in the building. Shout out to the pit crew. Shout out also to Mr. Suge to you. And J-Dub, you know, shout out to the pit crew. Shout out to the pit crew. And Brooklyn's finest is in the house. What's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to have y'all here, y'all. Whoo! Y'all, it's been some interesting stuff floating around, okay? I'm sure some of y'all done ran into it, okay? You probably done ran into it a little bit. Now, I don't know why. You know, well, I do kind of know. I ain't gonna act like I don't, but, you know, things start happening where it's a couple of drafts that happen every year. And around these draft times, you get these crazy stories going on. You know, a lot of shock and awe. A lot of people get upset here and there. You know, things get noticed. Okay. And it don't necessarily have to happen at draft time, but, you know, things get noticed here and there. Okay. Now, I'm going to say something that a lot of people not really saying. Okay. They talking about certain things. Now, I understand there's some woman, okay, who claims that she was with this gentleman by the name of Fred Johnson, an NFL player, and she's making some claim that she was kicked out the house while she was 8 months pregnant. That's a claim of hers, okay? According to the reports, that's her claim. She got kicked out. You know, she 8 months pregnant. And y'all, there's people who feel some type of way about this. Okay, there's people who feel some type of way. Now, I'm going to look at what's really going on. Did she get kicked out the house? Well, that's what she say. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna take a word for it. I've told y'all beforehand. And if you don't know, you're about to know. I don't really pay much attention to what some woman is claiming about some man. Okay? Don't make sense to me. Women be on their own thing. And the truth is they lie so much. I need somebody else to verify what they talking about. It just is what it is. I need somebody else to verify what they talking about. So I really don't buy it. I'm not saying it is true. Now, I've said before, I will take stuff as the truth for show purposes. And that's cool. All right? So now, if this man got a woman pregnant and she done messed around and got to 8 months pregnant, okay? And then she has to deal with a thought that I know most people are supposed to have a huge issue with, you're supposed to automatically have a problem with, you're supposed to be disgusted, okay? And if you don't act the right way, people be like you're mean. Some people say you're a misogynist. You just ain't right. I mean, look, y'all. Let's keep this real, y'all. Let's keep this real. Was they married? Oh, they wasn't. They wasn't, huh? Okay. Look, I didn't see it before, y'all. Now, if you don't know, I done have many a channel knocked down. And I can understand why, because maybe I make too much sense. Maybe that's part of the reason. But I'm going to tell you what. The woman is just some random woman. See, if you ain't married, you just random. If you want to tell me somebody significant, you can tell me about your husband. You can tell me about your wife. You can tell me even an ex-wife or even an ex-husband. And I could take that like that's somebody that meant something to you. But if you ain't get married, they just random people, man. They just random people. Now, I'm going to say this. Did this man kick her out the house and she 8 months pregnant? Maybe. Do I care that he kicked her out of his house when she 8 months pregnant? No, not really. Because guess what? Whatever she did, she shouldn't have did it. Yeah. See, a lot of people forget that part. If you living in another man's home, okay, you a woman living in a man's home, all right, you shouldn't be doing things to get you kicked out. You just shouldn't. All right. It don't make sense for you to do stuff that's gonna get you kicked out. And I know with a report that she's supposed to be kicked out, I'm supposed to quote unquote say something about how terrible he is. Look, man, I don't know why he kicked out. I don't know what she did. Okay. I can't say he kicked out for the bad reason because I don't know what she did. Now, y'all may say, hey. It doesn't make a difference what she did. She's 8 months pregnant. Now, my question is, she 8 months pregnant by who? Well, she supposedly is 8 months pregnant by him. Number one, right now, I don't even know that that's his baby because that ain't even confirmed yet. Okay, I don't even know that that's his baby. Number two, her husband didn't kick her out. So what's the big deal? Okay, her husband is the guy who said, I'll be with her till death do us part. That's what her husband said. When did she get married? Because y'all, I never saw that part. I looked at a couple things. I never saw the part where they got married. Okay. I never saw that. So I'm dealing in the reality that they're not married. Why would I trip that some man put some random woman at his house? But she pregnant though. And does that mean you can go to somebody else's house and do what you want to do when you want to do it just because you happen to be pregnant? That don't sound right to me either. You know, when people get any kind of home they can get, okay? Now, maybe somebody rich, they can get a mansion, but it's their home. Maybe you can get a nice house, nice neighborhood. Not quite a mansion, but you're doing real well. It's your home, though. Maybe you get a decent house in a decent neighborhood. It's your home. Maybe you got a not so great house in a not so great neighborhood, but it's your home. Maybe you got an apartment, but it's your home. What sense does it make for me to say you can't kick somebody out of your home? If I say somebody else shouldn't kick somebody out of their home, that means y'all should really tell me I couldn't kick somebody out of my home. Whoa. No, see, now we going too far. You telling me I can't kick people out of my home. See, now we going too far. So I get it. I'm supposed to be mad at this dude because he supposedly threw his woman out, or his quote unquote ex-girlfriend out, at 8 months pregnant. I mean, she's not his wife. What you want me to do? She's not his wife. Now, if they was married, I probably cared something. I definitely would care probably more than what I do right now, because right now I don't care at all. Okay, she's just some random woman who got kicked out. I don't see it as a big deal. When you say, well, she's 8 months pregnant, the question, first of all, is with whose baby, and why does that matter? She ain't married him. And you may say, hey, she wanted to marry him. Well, she should have got it done. Y'all, results do matter. See, I'm a black man, y'all. The world keep hitting me with results matter. So results have to matter when a black man is at stake. Results need to matter when other people are at stake. So what if she got kicked out? What she should have got was married. That's what makes sense to me. And what you pregnant for if you ain't married? Who told her to do that? Who told her to do that? Now people go, hey, you know what? But see, the man got her pregnant, and so what if he did? It's her body, her choice, right? She didn't have to let that happen. Okay, she didn't have to let that happen. Now, y'all, it's some stuff going around that would make me think, why does it matter? She got what she wanted, didn't she? See, I don't know her personally. I don't care about her personally. Okay, I don't even care what her name is. But let's just say this is his baby, y'all. This Fred's baby, okay? Let's just say this is Fred's baby, okay? Hey, man, she didn't have to have, she got the baby, right? This man is playing in the NFL right now. What is more than likely going to happen if this is his baby? Okay, it's going to be confirmed after the baby's born that the baby belongs to him. She's going to go to some court and she going to get some money attached to her. And she going to be getting big money because he in the NFL. And you know what? If he don't watch himself when he out the NFL, he's still going to be paying big money if he can't get that stuff changed. Okay? He going to be paying bigger money than what he needs to pay when he's out the NFL. And guess what? A lot of guys run into that problem because the wealth that they've been able to accrue over their NFL career, now a lot of that wealth is getting hit because every single month they paying a child support bill for a child or even more than one child. But the number's huge for somebody who ain't got a job. Okay? They might be paying 10, 20, 30,000 a month for a kid with no job. Y'all think the women care? Of course they don't. Now, this is the thing. Some stuff floating around here. Now, I don't know why their names were kind of attached to the same thing, unless maybe it's from them personally. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. Okay. But you got basically white women with a plan. All right. Now I put some links in the description so y'all can kind of see what's being said out here. One white woman says, "Tell me why my roommate's sister is giving her a full tutorial on how to secure a top athlete and wealth. All my sister gave me was some condoms and $200 for college." Now, I understand that was said in jest. You got the little laughing emojis. I put the link in the description. Shout out to Compassion and Cali. Okay. But at the end of the day, that's a woman. What's being reported here is a woman is telling another woman a plan to get a man. Now, he happens to be black. And the goal is for him to happen to be rich. Now, maybe he does that by the NFL. Maybe he does it by the NBA. But the goal is to have a plan so you can get you a rich black man. All right. Now, they put the information on the internet. This is their perspective. I'm not even saying I agree with this, but at least some of it's right. Number one, he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. Now, this is every man out here. Every man is willing to change a woman's life. He's willing to. If you right by him, if you will be good to him, he's willing to change your life. Now, of course, somebody can do it a lot faster and a lot, a little bigger scale if they happen to be in the NBA or NFL, but that's something for every single man. What man gets with a woman and he doesn't want to change her life for the better? See, and this is something a lot of men are afraid to tell women. The reason you've been having trouble getting the type of man who wants to change your life is because you're not worthy of changing a life. Okay? A lot of women, real talk, you ain't even worth overtime. It's men out here working 40 hours a week. They get with you. They don't even see a reason to do no overtime. Okay? Yeah, we got this overtime shift. You come in on Saturdays, you come in Saturday and Sunday and get some extra hours. Okay? Heck, we do 12-hour blocks on the weekends. You come in for 12 hours, get you some overtime. Man, look at this woman and be like, "Nah, I'm good." He ain't gonna even work no overtime for you. Boy. If a brother won't even work overtime for you, you got a lot of problems going on. You got a lot of problems going on. Okay. But y'all, as retarded as people can make a plan. And yes, there are women who make plans to misuse black men. See, everybody gets used, y'all. The question is where you misused. All right. But everybody get used. If you're not being used, why are people being around you? People use you for joy. People use you for comedy reasons. People use you because, you have good ideas. People use you for labor. You're always getting used some kind of way. If people can't use you, why do you think they want you around? Okay. But see, this is the thing. You got to be worth something for people to want you around to use you. Now, there will be some people who are going to attempt to misuse you. That's going to happen. And guess what? Sometimes they're going to be white women, okay, or any other form of non-black women, which just rolls back to white women because in America, you either white or you're black, okay? I know people really understand that you haven't understand that there's different types of people in this country, but how this country is ran, you either white or you black, okay? Now, there's plans out here. Not saying I even agree with the plan. But y'all know what white women have? A whole lot of the times. When it comes to black men, they have a plan. A plan. Okay? Now I'm gonna let this brother up a few minutes early. Why? Because I can. Okay. I ain't heard from him in a while, so I want to go ahead and let him get it out. We got Devin that Negro in the house. Okay. So yeah, he a few minutes early, but I can do that. My show. Okay. Devin here, Negro. How you been, my brother? How you been?
Been good. I just realized the other day that I've been listening to your show for, I think it's been on for about 3-4 years now that I've been tuning in. So yeah, this show has been it's been great. Just think of all the times over the years that I've been tuning in, going on trips, or driving across the city, or just wherever. It's just I want to say that Roger, your show, it's it's really cool to see how many people have been around for as long as they've been.
Appreciate you saying that, brother. I definitely appreciate you saying that. You know, they be hating me out there in social media world trying to stop me, but they can't stop me. You can't stop me. But thank you, brother. I truly appreciate that. Real talk.
Solid. On the subject of the show, one of my favorite Roger isms is there's a Rogerism about I forgot exactly how you say it, but it goes like black men are only allowed to be men in white supremacist approved ways. So I forgot what the exact quote is, but there's certain avenues that we as black men have to stick to. So, like, for example, entertainment is one of them that you've identified. That's one of the white supremacist approved areas of society where we're allowed to participate. And I think that the relevance of that particular Rogerism to this show topic is any woman that wants to deal with black men, it's always either a fetish or some other gold digging or something like that, where the subtext of what's being communicated is, if you're dealing with black men, it's like in a normal kind of heterosexual kind of way. There's always some ulterior reason why a woman would want to. It's not the fact that like women naturally should be attracted to like high earning or high functioning men, because nobody says this is a bad thing when, say, Asian women are targeting white guys in Silicon Valley, but because black men aren't supposed to be highly sought after, like financially, it turns into a thing where if you're seeking out black men, it's because black men are dumb and easy to part with their money. But the same argument could be made about white men in tech or whatever, or in banking, but specifically with black men, they make it sound like a bad thing.
They sure do. And yes, white people have this thing where, you know, I call it being, there's white supremacy approved industries. And if you're in the entertainment industry, especially NFL player, NBA player, you happen to be a singer, rapper, just something in the world of entertainment, they let that go. But if you're anything other than that, you somehow a problem. And then, people have this thing that like this quote unquote non-black woman is, look what she's doing. She's going after this man's money. I don't know a brother and a woman didn't go after his money. Okay. What? No. Let me make a correction. The only time I see a woman deal with a man and not go after his money, if she believes he's broke. That's it. So I don't get so rattled by this woman like you for your money. You only saying that because you in the same boat. You wouldn't even be telling me about this other woman who want me for my money if you didn't want me for my money too. And people think you got to be rich for somebody that wants you for your money. No, people think about themselves. If I can get $400 a month out this guy, then the average woman's gonna want to get that $400 a month out that guy. It's not quote unquote life changing, but that's enough to pay a car note. Okay, you can get a nice little car note, $400 a month, as long as you can get it out that guy. So women play these games on all levels. It's just unfortunate. A lot of people miss it if you ain't talking about somebody who's a professional athlete or some type of professional singer or rap. A lot of times it just get missed. And, I'm going to say truthfully, I don't even see the problem in this particular situation because you got a guy who's playing in the NFL. More power to him for doing what it takes to get into the league. And you got some random woman saying, well, he kicked me out and I was 8 months pregnant. My thing is, so what? You're not his wife. And I wonder, can black men really understand that? My response to telling me a woman got kicked out when she 8 months pregnant is, so what? It's not his wife. Now, if you kick your wife out and she 8 months pregnant, I'm going to look at you sideways. But you kicking out some random woman? Why? Why does that matter?
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where, on the one hand, you do have some women that are predatory and taking advantage of these guys. So it turns into a thing where you've done a very good job in the past of identifying this, where both sides of the argument are are valid, and it depends on what the angle you want to take for what's it. So both sides of the arguments are valid. So in this case, yes, there are some women that are being predatory. But then the reason why these black women are saying this isn't necessarily because they want to protect black men, is they want to make black men feel insecure, as though they're completely undesirable unless they're just essentially just paying the women off. So you do have some women that are trying to exploit these guys. But on the other hand, the reason why many of these black women are saying the things that they're saying on with regards to these athletes is they want the athletes for themselves, but they also don't want to invest in the athletes, nor do they want to go out, relating it more to the show topic, is they don't want to have a plan in order to secure these men. They want these men to be owed to them, and they don't want to do anything that these men like in order to secure these men. So it turns into a fear-mongering thing where they say, well, if you lose any of your money to these women, it's because you're stupid. Whereas if you get involved with many of these women that are ostensibly trying to protect these brothers, they're going to take your money just as well.
Yeah. And I'm going to say real talk. I think a lot of black women are simply angry about this situation because they see her. And, people believe she's 8 months pregnant by this particular guy. And I think black women just see it as, I want to be 8 months pregnant by that particular guy. I want to be the woman who gets to put him through the system. I want to be the woman who gets to go to court, and then he ends up paying 10, 20, 30,000 a month for some kid. I want to be the woman to do that. Why she get to be the woman that does that? She's not even black. I think that's what people think. Because I've never heard women say, we want to spare you from getting abused or targeted by women. They just don't seem to want a non-black women to be able to do it. But I never hear them saying, hey, if you was with me, you wouldn't have to worry about all that. That's just something, that's a sentiment I am not getting from black women. But at the end of the day, man, didn't she get what she wanted? Because I got to be real about this stuff. If she messed with a guy who goes into the NFL and you're pregnant for 8 months with his baby, didn't you get what you wanted? Because if you're not married to this man and you pregnant, to me, it sounds like you got what you wanted anyway. So I don't even see the problem. But I'm going to let these other guys chat me in for a little bit. So, Tunnel Runner, you got it. We're going to get the great Black Reset in right after you. Go ahead, Tunnel Runner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always heard they say, marry before you carry. I heard a lot of black men say, marry before you carry. My wife's sister has, my wife has 7 sisters, and 6 of them got married before they carried, and their husbands are right there with them. The only one that didn't, that's already carrying before she got married is the only one that's left single. So I think it would be very prudent for women to marry before they carry.
You know what? Turn around. That is good advice. But here comes a but though. Y'all, Tunnel Runner, and I like Tunnel Runner. He come up here, you see a lot of great stuff. So this man basically has 6 other women with the banana pancake recipe, and ain't offered none of them to the brothers. He done let all these women with the banana cake recipe get me. You ain't said nothing to nobody. And now only thing that's left is the one with the kid already. Boy, Tunnel Run, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, brother. I be holding you up on the pedestal, man. And this is what you did. You didn't hit all these sisters from the fellas. We ain't want yours. But you could have gave us the sisters, brother. You could have gave us the sisters. That's all I'm saying. Could have hooked the brother up. But the great Black Reset, you got it, my brother. You got it.
What's up, fellas? What's up? What's up to the panel? What's up to the chat? She say play it ain't. She say play it ain't. That's what it is. Hey, man,
Yes.
listen, man. It's time to take the gloves off, man. These women are freaking losers, bro. They're just freaking losers. They don't even want to win. And man, you go back and read that and watch that video that Passport OG put up that you showed on in your list, bro. You mean to tell me a winner went out there and gave the instructions to win it? Say, listen, you just follow these simple rules right here, and you gonna win. And they still out here losing, bro. They just want to lose. They just losers. They are freaking losers, and they just want to be losers, bro. No more sympathy for these losers, bro. No more sympathy, bro. They are losing on purpose, and they want to be losers. That's it. That's all.
All right, we got one more guest coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him get the flow immediately. We got Inspired True Broadcast in the building. Inspired, you got it. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up? Good day to you all. Hope y'all having a wonderful Thursday here. So here's what I see in this whole scenario.
Hold on,
You
turn
know,
around. Told her you ain't gonna ask her, do we hear you?
Oh, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. Somebody tell me.
ain't no good.
Go ahead, Inspired Truth.
No
Go ahead. I
good
can't
at
hear you.
all.
Just saying, you
Hey,
usually ask. That's what I'm
hey,
saying. You usually ask, you know.
just in case, Inspired. We can't hear you, but go ahead.
All right. So when it comes down to here, it's like, so she's unmarried, she's supposedly pregnant, and the guy is supposed to take care of all of these things like a traditional guy would if they were in like a married kind of situation. So what you have is essentially paradigm where you end up with ladies having no need for a particular traditional moral code, but a demand for men to stay with a strict traditional moral code. Um, this is the essentially men getting on women's programs is what is on a large scale being pushed. That's generally the idea. Women can freestyle, men need to be stuck with a strict code. And that's how we end up with a feminized society. And I'll land there for now.
Okay. And shout out to Elder Blood. He says white women are God's secret weapon for the black man against all the centuries upon centuries of deprivation and transgressions by rebellious black women. Now I'm gonna say, hey, black women do get first choice of black men. If you didn't secure him when he was a quote unquote nobody, why are you tripping that somebody else secured him when he was somebody? Because he could have been off the market, but black women didn't think it was important enough to get this guy off the market. You know, I be wondering why they don't be getting these guys off the market, but they complain that the guys are dealing with the market. All you got to do is marry this man before he become rich and famous. But that takes some belief in him. Now I can't tell you how to get your belief up when it comes to a man. If you don't choose to believe in a man, that's on you at the end of the day. But all these guys who make it to these quote unquote pinnacle positions, all of them pretty much, it's hardly any of them that weren't that didn't come from a world where they were nobodies too. They was a nobody sitting in some random locker room at the time. For the women, they was some nobody taking the same science class they was taking. You was in biology, he was in biology. Why you let him become an NFL player before you got interest in him? That's kind of slow if you ask me. I'm just saying.
No, bro. We ain't cut these women no slack. I went to school. I went to school with some NFL players, bro. When you looked at Fred Taylor in the classroom, you knew that was an NFL player.
Yeah.
He looked like an NFL player in school.
But the
You ain't
problem was
lying.
he still wasn't in the NFL. They
No,
took
but see, it don't
what
take
I'm
that
saying
much
is
belief.
What
It
what
don't
I'm
take that
saying
much
is,
belief.
brother, she was in
Go
class
ahead.
with him. Yeah, she was in biology class with him. That's all I'm saying, bro. She was in biology class with. What more do you need? Because see, you saying, well, okay, you look at him, you just about knew he was going to the NFL. What am I supposed to do when the woman was in the same biology class and you sitting here like, yeah, well, we knew he was going pro. Well, that ain't she supposed to know it too
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. She do know it. She do know it. Yeah, black women, black women in mass are losers, bro. Bro, they sit around and watch them dudes get where they going, and then they want to stand at the finish line and collect the rewards, while all the other women are looking at him after he get to college and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that one right there." See, Savannah James wasn't no dummy. Savannah James probably seen LeBron at 13 and said, "Oh yeah, that's the NFL right there. I'm gonna hold on to that one." Because we saw him at 17 and was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." See, Savannah
PBR
ain't
ain't
wait.
lying.
then?
Come
You know
on,
what?
bro.
He ain't lying. He's correct. Like when you, I've seen like we've had some in our, in my school that I went to. Yeah, we all saw it. Everybody saw it.
What?
But I think that the thing that ended up happening is that they didn't figure out how to land a deal, and like the way to land the deal was to make yourself essential to that guy's life. And instead of doing that, it just kind of relied on all of these other things instead of doing that.
Well, my thing
Correct.
is, I got to hold you accountable for what you chose to believe. Because at the end of the day, all beliefs are chosen. Nobody believes anything until they choose to believe it. And when it comes down to it, man, if everybody else can see it, they should have been able to see it too. So I'm gonna say shout out to Savannah. Now I'm gonna say straight up. You know what I'm saying? I read about LeBron James when he was a sophomore. I was reading a magazine called Slam. They was reporting on LeBron James. He was literally a sophomore in high school. And they was talking about how he gonna be a great NBA player one day. So shout out to Savannah. I don't know what her motivation was. Maybe she just liked him because he tall. Y'all know how women can be. You know what I'm saying? But she said, let me hold on to this one. And so far, she's done a great job of holding on. So shout out to her. But now, when it comes to this particular situation here, uh, now there's a plan that y'all can see. I put Compassion Kai's video in there to make sure everybody can have a chance to really kind of see what this quote unquote plan is. Now, there's stuff going on that I just don't agree with. Because I don't agree with cheating on people, being dishonest, and all that type of stuff. I don't agree with. But at the end of the day, you pick and choose what you want. Now, I'm not saying a woman got to get cheated on, but if you want a man who's in a lifestyle where girls are gonna be all over the place throwing themselves at a particular guy, that does kind of come with the territory. You know, you can get a guy that everybody ain't trying to throw themselves at. And I know it's hard because the women like to throw themselves at men who already have women. That's a lot of women are just no good. If you tell them you're single, they're not interested. They like somebody who's already with somebody else. They love a married man, and they love a man who has a girlfriend or fiance. That's women being trifling. I don't know what to tell y'all on that one. Okay, that's called women are trifling. Because if they weren't trifling, they wouldn't target guys that are already quote unquote taken. So women are trifling in general. Because women like a man who already has a woman.
Pre-selected.
Well, Roger.
Well,
Some of these women in Latin America, you don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be an NFL player. You making $65,000, you are an NBA player to them.
well,
You
well,
are a star to them.
well, I'm not saying any man has to be that. I'm just saying from a regular, everyday standpoint, women, due to them choosing to be trifling, they like a man who already has a significant other. Let's not act like that ain't a real thing. So women do trifling stuff on a regular basis. And now because this one particular chick got kicked out and she 8 months pregnant, we supposed to be acting like something wrong. And, we supposed to look at Fred and like, hey, Fred, what you doing? Fred ain't even married to this woman. Why does she even matter? He kicked out a random at the end of the day. Now the random may have his baby because she could be pregnant by him. I don't even know that she's pregnant by him because guess what a lot of randoms do? They get around a guy with a little something something. They get exposed to a friend or two, and they'll go slurp him off too. So I ain't saying she did that. I'm just saying there ain't enough there for me to care. This is not his wife. She's getting treated like a random. I don't see the problem. Okay, this ain't his wife. She may be pregnant with his baby, but this ain't his wife. But I'm gonna slow down right there because we got Creator up here. I'm gonna let Creator get his word in. You got it, Creator.
Hey man, now it's good. Y'all spitting game. I hate that you stop. I'm up here listening. I forgot I was even up here. I'm listening, boy. He's going in. I'm like, oh man, creative. Oh man, I am up here. Nah, man, you preaching the gospel, man. A lot of times, bro, like you see in my little letterhead up here, man, you be too nice for them, man. They don't want that responsibility or that accountability that come with that type of guy. So it's easier to be his side piece than his main piece because his main piece really got to straighten up. You know what I'm saying? She got to be seen. She got to do what I tell her to do. She got to follow the program, right? And a lot of women, I'm gonna say on all of them, but a lot of our women don't want that type of responsibility. They don't want that type of limelight because that's gonna require somebody. I seen your woman I seen her. Ain't that your woman? You know what I'm saying? They don't want none of that. I'd rather be in the background or be your side piece where ain't very much accountability involved, but you still kind of get the resources.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say shout out to Lark. Lark says my sisters may need help, but I'm not gonna kick our women while they're down. Now, Lark, I'm gonna ask you to give us some kind of explanation on what the heck you even talking about because would you rather this be a black woman who, quote unquote, got pregnant by this guy so she could leave? Would you rather it had been a black woman? So we could look at another black woman and say, okay, because she got pregnant, now she up. Because we know what this finna be. She finna have him in court trying to get him to pay about $20,000 a month for some baby. Would you rather a black woman had done that? I mean, or if you don't mean that, tell me what you do mean. Like, what are you referring to? Because I don't get it, y'all. Because to my understanding, this random woman is not black. She about to be a baby mama. What do we want? Do we want her to have a black baby mama? Is that like a good thing? What do we want?
I want these football players and these athletes to choose properly, and I get it. I be around them. They in a really closed off world. They options, even from when they was in school, are kind of limited. Like we really got to keep them. Like my kids ain't athletes, but I treat them as such. We not stars and nothing like that, but we have to move as such. Meaning, you can't just bring anybody over here. We can't just have you messing around with anybody because not only can they mess you up, they gonna mess up what I got going on. That's more important than anything to me. I don't want them to mess me up. I want them coming in here destroying or disrupting what we already have going. So I think anytime you choose a mate, and if you got some type of family like structure, if you got a dad in your life, mom, aunties, uncles, grandpas, and things that who actually care, we actually involved in each other's life, man, that can really throw a monkey wrench in everything. When we've been such a tight knit, family unit, and then you go advocate for your Peter or your monkey, and you don't think about everybody else that this could, possibly destroy. You having babies, that mom don't get along with the baby mama or granny. She cussing out mama and granny, and this just was not the way things were supposed to be. So yeah, it can really get goofy out here. I think it's just proper choices, man.
I
All right.
think another
Well,
thing to piggyback.
hold on 1 second, y'all. Hey, shout out to Lark. Hey, Lark, I'm gonna say, why don't you join the panel? Because you say I don't respect our brothers for clown stuff like that, man. Do you respect brothers at all, though? Because I'm trying to see what the problem is. Because all we know is supposedly he kicked out a woman who is not his wife, who's 8 months pregnant, and why is she probably with him to use him for his money? So what did he do? Because I don't even get. I don't get where you coming from. What did he do? Okay.
So
I respond
Hold
to
on,
that
real quick, y'all, real quick.
after
Let-
Inspired Truth goes. Go ahead.
okay. I just want to say, and this is me not trying to put you on the spot. You know, we welcome other people's ideas and things like that. We're not trying to put you on the spot. But at the end of the day, y'all, if the man recognized the woman's not good, ain't he supposed to kick out?
yeah,
Because I'm gonna say real talk, she shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Mm.
You know, I've been saying, if you ain't married, don't even let her in the house, man. You know, we can date and do some stuff, but coming to live with me, nah, we ain't doing that one, player. We ain't doing that one. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've done it before. I've learned the lesson. You shouldn't never
Oh,
let the woman in there. Because ain't nobody gonna protect us from squat. So
no.
to make sure I don't be in a position where a woman gets the ups on me, I can't even let you in. It is what it is. Y'all played the game to the point I can't even let you in. Okay. And
Niggas
that's just real
make
talk.
women think they the linebackers, man.
Eh,
You got these women thinking that they the linebackers with no pads. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's just really what it is, bro. But you can come up, man, and this ain't no echo chamber by no means. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you speak your piece. Black and all the rest of them will tell you, I'm somewhat of a contrarian, right? If I can see the other side, then I'll argue the other side. So come on up, man. This ain't no echo chamber. Speak your piece.
Yeah. Now I cut off Inspired Truth, so I'm gonna go ahead and let Inspired Truth get the flow. Then Great Black Reset, you can jump on in.
all right. So we don't really have this player's side of the story, and a lot of times we'll kind of assume that a lot of the athletes are like these have these sage like wisdom within the relationship space, like they're all super duper like playerist guys with all of this game and all this other stuff. Like there's only so much time in a day, and if you're an elite athlete, a lot of times you don't really have a whole lot of time for developing game. You don't have a whole lot of necessity to develop a whole lot of game, because you're going to have people that are going to be after you for different reasons and for different resources. He probably found something that said hell nah. He reacted properly to the hell nah, and we're seeing the result of that heck nah. That's and that and we don't have to put this into this category of, oh, he should have known better, he should have chose better, blah 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 blah. Like, you know what you know when you find out. Like, you're not gonna automatically have all of this stuff by osmosis or by magic. You're gonna get wisdom as you progress in life, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
Respect. That's a good freaking point.
Yeah.
We
Great
forget we
Black
was in them
Reset.
spaces, I guess. I do forget, at one point we was young
There
and
you go.
we made some decisions. So that's a good point.
Great Black
Well,
Reset. You said you wanted to say something.
yeah, I say to the comment that we ain't gonna kick our sisters when they're down. Um, I don't know if you know this player, but they ain't with us. They they doing everything they can to destroy us. And one thing I do know, and I learned for certain, when you in a fight, when your enemy fall down, that's time to stop them. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, man, well, don't kick them when they down now. If you ain't with us, you're going to get kicked when you down. Definitely. 100%.
Now I want to say this. Brother, I would like you to join the panel because I want to hear where your perspective came from, because you listening, you may be looking at your screen. You see I guess a white woman on the screen. You see a black man on the screen. Yet you talking about kicking sisters when they down. Like the sister ain't even she's not even the subject matter. So I'm just kind of wondering where you came from with this, brother.
He
Like you
probably was
just,
talking about me, Roger, because when I spoke, I did say black. A lot. I was specific about the
I
women
mean,
that I'm talking about.
Craig, I'm gonna say if that's the case, then he could say that. I don't never give answers to people. I just ask them a question. I let them come up with their own answer. You know what I'm saying? Because
Real nigga
yeah,
shit. Excuse my
you know,
American.
you come up with your own answer. I ain't gonna give it to you. Okay. And that's real talk. Shout out to Elder Blood. He said, read my last comment. I got you, my brother. I got you. Give me 1 second here. Elder Blood said, here we go. God told black women to be black men's helpmate, but black women refuse to help black men succeed and wants all the reward of the successful black men at the finish gate. So God secretly sent him white women to be his helpmate.
Hey, my bad, man. My bad, man. Here you go, man. My bad, man.
Can't be
Here you
blue
go,
quill for
bro.
them either.
Elder Flood, you being messy, brother. You being hilarious though at the same time.
Hey, this woman is German
Shout out
and
to you on that one.
Filipino. That woman in the picture is mixed with
Hey, Roger,
German
I got something that you probably
and
won't
first
believe.
Filipino.
I got something that you probably won't believe. I know some pregnant women that when they got pregnant, they were super sweet and nice to their husband or their boyfriend. They were super nice and sweet. They made sure that they didn't get kicked out. I know some smart women that did that.
All right, that sound about right to me. And shout out to hey, Credit. Can you say what you were saying again? You said she's something. Go ahead and say what you were saying, bro.
She's mixed, so she's a mixed white woman. She's Filipino and German.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, that question he was asking, why would he say that, is because where was the black women to snatch this man up? Here's a whole opportunity. This is steak and eggs for life. Where's the black women that seen, hey, let me pull this guy and take good care of him, and
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like, god damn.
Yeah, he's
hey,
old enough to be married. Once you're 18, you can get married. People act like they don't know that. You can get married once you're 18. Go ahead, Grayback Reset.
this is a continuation from the last show. Black men are conditioned to see black women as victims, even when black women are not present. They're just conditioned to it, bro. The
God
black woman's
damn.
always a victim, no matter what. No matter what the situation is, a black woman's a victim. Well, like you said, we ain't even really up here talking about black women. We take shots at them from time to time, but brother, pay attention, man. The black woman ain't always being victimized. They rarely being victimized. But I believe this brother did right putting that chick out of there, man. I believe he did.
All right, now I'm gonna say shout
She
out to
must been
Brooklyn's
hell.
Finest. Now he paid the super chat so I can read this. Shout out to you, brother, because I do know they won't let you put everything in the comments. So that's just a kind of a way of getting around. I get it. So shout out to Brooklyn's Finest. He says black women don't have a plan like these white women because they're too prideful and too narcissistic to have one for black men. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Losers. Shout out to you, Brooklyn's Finest. I'm gonna say I have to agree, y'all, because at the end of the day, I didn't say it. Here at the Rogers for Live, once you make 30 years old and you ain't never been married, you just a loser at that point. I'm not gonna play with you. You a certified loser when you're 30 with no husband. Okay? You a certified loser. It does not mean you weren't already a previous loser. You was a loser. That's how you got to be 30 with no husband. But at the end of the day, if a woman can't accept she's a loser, she'll never change to win. See, men, we play sports and stuff. We have competitions, and maybe it ain't even sports. Maybe it's playing chess. Okay, maybe it's you competing with people in school, but we compete on a regular basis with each other. So we understand sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and when you lose, you figure out a way to do better so you won't lose the next time. Women
Well,
don't seem to really have that mentality.
well, here's the thing. Like women have that magical wand called spin. Like they'll turn a negative into a positive, you know? It's like, oh no, that was just good discernment. Oh, 32 and still a married. Like, yeah, that's right. That was discernment. Like anything can be like spun from this kind of like negative into a positive or into blaming somebody else. That's the spin magic.
Absolutely, and when you come from a culture that's always trying to turn always trying to turn a loss into a victory without changing anything, you're gonna have more and more loser behavior going out there. But at the end of the day, this ain't even a black woman. My thing is, she got what she wanted. If you ask me, now Fred may have found out what her intentions are, but I'm not finna look at what he did by kicking her out, even if he did kick her out at 8 months old. Because number one, I don't know it's true because I haven't heard it confirmed from him. Y'all may believe what women say just because they said it. I will accept some stuff for purposes of a show. I don't believe what women say about men until somebody verifies it. They lie too much for me. And since I know they lie, I don't have to worry about how society is going to look at me because I'm smart enough to recognize when people lie. It's that simple at the end of the day. I don't have to be stupid with you. I know that's what society likes to push. Well, you got to be just as dumb as I am. No, I don't. No, I don't. You know, I'm cool over here. Even if I got to be over here by myself with the truth, I'm cool over here. You can stay over there with as long as you want to. That's on you at the end of the day. Now, my thing is, she still got pregnant before she got quote unquote put out. And I'm gonna say, I just have a hard time believing a black man put out anybody. Now, that's number one because we just don't have a track record for it. Okay. Now, people may say, well, he's a football player now. That doesn't change who you are as a person. He still was raised amongst Black America, so he's gonna have tendencies that a lot of Black people have. Now maybe he did kick out. Maybe he's one of the different ones. And I ain't mad at him regardless because it's not his wife. If she didn't get married before she got kicked out, that sounds like a wasted opportunity to me. That would it sound like.
I kind of like I can't help but to notice, and I don't want to like throw out this like random observation, but it seems a whole lot like we always get like a half truth or a half story. Like, if and it's a big if he kicked her out, he likely did that for some sort of a reason. Like there's a whole lot of that story that's missing. Like you'll get like the end result of it, but you'll hear like but when you hear the first part, it was like, oh yeah, you mean like after you slapped him, spit in his ear, and kicked him out of his chair? You mean that? You mean after that happened? Yeah, now the story makes sense. But when you hear the story doesn't even make sense right now.
And again,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
she want
it's not
she
his
wants you to
wife, so I
believe
don't
she
even care
got
that she got
kicked out
kicked
for
out.
nothing. Yeah, she wants you to believe, oh, he kicked me out for nothing. I ain't do nothing. And he just woke up and kicked me out. That's what she wants you to believe. That's what you're supposed to infer from what she's saying. Just nothing happened.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
say, if
live
a Black
omission.
man kicked you out, Lord have mercy, what on earth were you doing to get a Black man to kick you out? Because that's just something we ain't got no track record of. You must did. I don't know how bad you had to be for some Black man to get up and actually kick you out. Like you was really terrible. And so until I get the truth of what's going on, unfortunately for her, because women lie so much, I need the truth confirmed by somebody other than her. Give me some video footage or something. Give me a recording. Maybe you got a voice recording, or maybe the guy will say this happened. Then I'll accept it. But at the end of the day, if you telling me a Black man actually kicked you out, you know how terrible you got to be. Usually, a Black man won't kick a woman out unless she's pregnant by another man, and it went public enough where his friends and family is finding out. His circle, his circle is finding out what's going on. But Black men don't really kick out anybody. So, you're not his wife. If you are 8 months pregnant by him, I just look at it. You got what you wanted anyway. So what does it even matter that he kicked you out? And I don't believe you in the first place. Just that simple. And I think a lot of us, we see a story like this and we so focused on these racial contexts that we don't even see the big picture, man. Come on, man. You starting with a Black man kick her out. Man, I don't buy that. I don't buy that
You,
at all. I ain't
you
saying
know,
it ain't true because anything could happen, but I know I ain't buying it.
there's one
Uh, uh,
exception that I have
After
seen. It was
you,
like,
we gonna give it to Brunk. Brunk then came up, and we gonna give it to Brunk, and we got Pink Toe something about to come up too, so we gonna get it to him after Brunk. Go ahead.
there was one exception. That was like when they like broke up. Like you had like a couple, not a married couple, like a couple that broke up. And like so then it's like, okay, you get out after a few days, and then they're calling that kicked out, but it's not kicked out. It's like y'all broke up. It's been days, but then if you, it's like you want it to be like months. Like same chick will be like, okay, yeah, but it's gonna be months, and then I'm gonna get on over into another apartment and all that. And if you don't do that, then it's considered kicked out. I'm like, no, it's you broke up, and you don't
Right.
want to sit there for months.
Find some other place to be. Lord have mercy. Shout out to Trail Bentley, and I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate the 57-cent tax, the Trail Bentley tax. He says, if you believe black men are waking up choosing violence, walking in the door, slapping hoes, choking bees, hashtag King Kong, and got ish on me. Yeah, this is just something I don't buy into. Because I don't care even if he's a football player. You get the biggest, meanest black guys you can find. When it comes to a woman, they totally different. You know, yeah, he may punch me in the mouth, but when it comes to a woman, he ain't finna do all that. So to tell me he just woke up and kicked. Why? Why he kick out though? And a lot of people don't look at that. But I'm gonna say this, y'all, because I am gonna say something about this playing thing. Because at the end of the day, I do believe white women have a better plan than black women anyway. And I'm going to get into that. But I'm going to let these two new gentlemen come up and get their pieces first. So, Bronk, you got it?
All right. What up, Roger? What up, panel? What up, chat? Roger, the title of the show today is White Women Have a Better Plan for Black Men, right?
Absolutely.
So why is Reset talking about LeBron James?
Man, that's a whole nother show,
All
bro.
right.
That's a whole
See
nother
that?
show,
See,
bro.
I want to go and say nothing about
But
this sucker today.
what I want to do, man, is I want to just point out the fact that Reset always trying to find a way to bring up LeBron James, man. They got sweat, man. He at home with his family right now, man. Let it go, bro.
You watch your
Let it
mouth.
go. Let it
You
go.
watch your
Let it
mouth,
go, man.
son.
See,
Let it go,
see,
man. But
see.
on the topic of the show,
No, hell
on
no.
the
Chef
topic
Mike
of
gonna
the
have to come
show,
up here and get me off you today. No, you can't talk today.
Gentlemen.
on the topic of the
This is
show.
his opening statement. Can that man
This
get
is
his
my
2
opening
minutes
statement. Thank you. Thank you, Roger.
uninterrupted opening statement?
Thank you, Roger. Thank
Uninterrupted
you, Roger.
I'm
opening
sorry,
statement.
Roger. I was triggered, Roger. I was
Hey,
triggered.
hey,
So
hey,
I
hey,
apologize.
hey, hey! Shout out to LeBron. He may be watching the show. He ain't got nothing
I hear
best to
you,
do
man.
right now.
But pertaining
Oh,
to the topic of the show,
Nasty
I'm gonna make my
dogs.
opening statement. I'll make my opening statement real short. One of the greatest men to come out of the black community tried to do it with a black woman, but she wouldn't listen. So Michael Jordan had to pass the $1 billion name on to the white
Mm.
because it seems as though the white woman had a better plan.
Mm.
And let me open statement together.
Sí
Mm.
se puede, cubana. Sí se
Roger,
puede.
Roger, I'm disappointed in you yet again. 2 days in a row, you let a guest come up here and just run roughshod up here for no reason, and you just can't seem to get control of your panel, sir. I'm disappointed.
It seemed like he was in control. It seemed like he came up, made a fine opening statement.
a brief one.
Yeah, he wasn't
A
even like he didn't
brief
even use
one.
his whole 2 minutes. I don't know what you want from me, brother. I don't know what you want. Okay, all right. He made a very real opening statement that should be considered, and I'm gonna say yes. See, the thing is, a lot of folks get distracted by this race stuff, but white women got a better plan. Okay, now I put the plan in there so y'all can see what the plan was that they saying. I don't agree with all of the plan, and I don't accept that you only supposed to plan for some rich guy. You're supposed to plan for any man. Let's just keep it real. You're supposed to have a plan for any man. Do black women have a plan for any random black man? Collectively, they do
Ooh.
not. Let's just keep that real. All they're concerned with is what they can get from a guy. They don't have no plan for the guy. When you have no plan, you lose against a person with a bad plan. That's what reality is, y'all. When you have no plan, you lose against people with bad plans. Because I'm not even going to say the plan that they said was good. Now, if you're going to say, well, you know, he can do what he wants because he's rich, hey, that's on you at the end of the day. That's what you chose. He can do what he wants because he's rich. I'm just going to take it. Well, you know what? Some people like that. And at the end of the day, since the average sister wants a man who's already taken, I don't even see that as a big deal because they encourage cheating because they want a man that's already taken. When you want a man that's already taken, you basically encourage men to cheat. Because your thing is, I gotta get some guy to cheat on his woman for me. So I don't even
think I
see it
would
as a
put an
big deal.
amendment. I think I would amend that statement. Like I don't know if I would say that they don't have a plan. Some do have a plan, and sadly, the plan is white supremacy. It's not our
But,
plan, is
but
what
no,
it,
no,
what
I
it
said a
is.
plan for him. They don't have a plan for him. They got a plan for themselves. They got a plan to take advantage of a guy and all that type of stuff. They don't have a plan for him. See, even with the plan that was displayed here today, there is a section of that plan where they at least said become essential to this man. They're trying to make the man feel like he can't even live his life right without her. So at least there's something for him in that plan. Now she's there to, she's there to get riches and all that type of stuff. But you know what I did notice in that plan? Now I go back and look while the next guest speak. I'm gonna go back and look just to make sure I ain't miss it. But you know what I didn't notice in that plan? I didn't read the part about what he's supposed to break up at the end or get a divorce at the end. It was like we're gonna accept and tolerate some stuff because the money worth it, but some stuff we just gonna look the other way on. Just don't let that man become emotionally attached to that other chick. But there was nothing in there about I'm gonna lead a man though. So it was like I'm trading something off from a morality standpoint so I can get riches, but there was no plan to leave. I found that to be very interesting. Now shout out to Elder Blood. He said, Roger, my above comment wouldn't take. Please read. Gotcha, brother, gotcha. He says, white women powered by black pickle has a greater standing and contribution to black power retention than fickle black women pretending and catering to white men. Black men can't solve black women's self-imposed sickness and derision. I'm going to agree with that because we can't solve nothing that's going on in their heads. That's a choice they got to make for themselves. And a lot of black men need to stop trying to get other black men to be responsible for what's going on in a woman's head. We can't fix that. They got to fix themselves. And that's just real talk. And again, y'all, a person with a plan, even if it's bad, is probably going to beat the person who ain't got a plan at all. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to my main man. Shea Butter is in the house, y'all. Shea Butter, you have the floor.
Salute to you, Roger. Salute to the panel. Shout out to the chat. Black Power. Right on, brothers and sisters. Now, this is disgusting. You see, first of all, to all the lovely black women out here, Pookie love you, baby. Pookie ain't gonna never, ever, ever, ever leave you for no white man, no white woman. It is absolutely abhorrent that these $1 million slaves keep getting with these white women. No sense of community, no sense of community building. And this is one reason why Jordan can never be my GOAT up there with that Mexican. Up here, gallivanting about some little Becky left. Becky was back in the cave back in the day when we were building civilizations with our black queens. And now y'all sitting up here oogling and googling over what the white women just said. Y'all gotta understand the black woman's tired, y'all. Tired. And at the end of the day, my niggas, she ain't gonna stand for it because of white supremacy. So look, Pookie had never had a problem seeing his kids. Pookie ain't never had a problem washing his ass in her sink, driving her car. The problem was y'all, brother. Y'all need to get on this program or get left behind. Because those $7 million slaves should be ashamed of themselves. Should be changing the community. But what they gonna do? Create a new buffer class. Shout out to Dr. Umar. I'll rest my case.
Leave me behind. Leave me behind.
Yeah, I'm just wanting people to know that he could barely get that out without cracking up himself. He could barely get that out. Okay, so the nonsense is real. That's all. The
I did
nonsense
not break the
is real.
fourth wall, gentlemen. I did not break the fourth wall at all.
Hey man,
What
we know the flavor of the day now.
now it is like, what's the big deal here? The black man kicked out a non-black woman. There's people upset about that, but she's not black. So why you tripping? Okay, now the women talking about they got a plan to secure these men who are about to make some big money. They got a plan though, and their plan says, "Hey, we know these brothers are in the spotlight, and women gonna throw themselves at them. We gonna even let him get down a little bit." They ain't said nothing about going nowhere though. I'm still gonna be a good wife. I'm going to make sure in public to not embarrass him. Basically, they said something black women claim they do. She basically said, we gonna hold them down. Now, black women always talking about they holding down the man, but you can't see where it helped them at all. They're talking about, I'm gonna be out in public and I'm gonna make them look good. I mean, why is there beef about this? Why is there a problem here? The white woman said, we gonna let him get down when he want to, and we still not gonna embarrass this man. Now, I don't even agree with cheating on people, but now if you agree that the man can get out there and do what he wants, I can't trip about y'all agreement. That's what y'all agreed to. Now, the black woman don't want the man to get out there and get down, and she also wants to embarrass him in public. I ain't gotta be rich to know which one the better choice. Do I want any woman trying to embarrass me in public? No. Now, I'm a person that don't get embarrassed, but I got to consider that you made an effort to embarrass me. I got to consider that. Now, am I going to cheat on some woman? No. But the fact that she would even let me do it without it being a problem, I got to say she sounds like she pro-me at that point. She's pro-me. She's willing to let me get away with a little something so she can stay in her quote-unquote creature comforts. I don't understand how that's bad for a man. Because everybody, they're acting like something wrong with this plan. What a downside for the man. He get the girl he wants. She acts the way he wants her to act, and she doesn't embarrass him at all, and she has no plan on leaving him. Where he losing at?
Are we forgetting about Jonathan Majors, people?
Hey, this ain't the plan that woman was on. This plan don't say nothing about going nowhere. This plan say do not even embarrass him. If that white woman would have had this plan, Jonathan Majors wouldn't have had no problems. Let's keep that real.
Hey, Roger, it sounds like a winning program to me. A winning plan. A plan to win.
But most women, this white woman is not the average white woman. We gotta keep that in mind.
And I'm not even saying that she came up with this plan. I just know this plan is hitting the airways. So I don't know that she came up with this plan. I don't know that she was trying to go by this plan or nothing. I don't know. See, my thing is she got kicked out, so she messing up somewhere. If you want me to believe that man kicked you out, you messing up big time somewhere. Because black men do not just randomly throw women out.
You
That's
hear
just
me?
something we don't do.
So you literally told on yourself right there.
No, I mean,
And whether
maybe
she a
give you a
regular,
sense.
if she a regular white woman or not, you know what I mean? She a white woman. She had it. You had grass and have grass to do, to do whatever it is you had the opportunity. And that's so whatever you did, you blew it.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger, I know some of these guys, these athletes, they have these a play wife that be playing house, and they let the woman control the checkbook. And then sometimes when they go back and check, things ain't right, and that's how you get put out.
You know what? Sometimes things like that happen. You give a person, quote unquote, enough rope to hang themselves. And maybe he did that. Maybe he said, you know what? Let's see what she gonna do with money when I'm not supervising her. And maybe she just went a little overboard, a little too quick. I don't know. She didn't tell us why she got kicked out. Did y'all hear why she got kicked out? You know, and what? Then again, I wouldn't believe what she said anyway. Okay, I need the man to verify why she got kicked out. Yeah, and y'all may think I'm wrong because I ain't gonna believe. No, I'm not. Women lie too much for me to just be believing them. And guess what? As I've said in the past, you can count on black women to lie on you and lie to you. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you live in America, you kind of pick up that black men are the best men to lie on because people gonna normally just automatically take your side, which a
Hey,
lot of
Roger.
people on the internet are doing. Let's keep it real, you know. And shout out to Elder Blood again. Appreciate you, brother. He says, when it comes to white men versus black men, there is no third party called black women as the victims. They act independent and for the detriment of black men. Now, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, if that were not true, then Fred should have been married to some black woman before he even got into this spotlight position. You know, so I'm blaming black women that Fred ain't married. The man going to the NFL. Why wouldn't you do what it takes for the man to marry? Because I'm just trying to look at this from a realistic standpoint. And I know I know this is hard for folks because we're not used to holding women accountable. How do you go to school as a woman, sit in biology class with a guy who's going pro in a major sports league, who's probably gonna make millions of dollars, and you don't do what it takes to get him? If you don't have to go against your own morals, why wouldn't you become the woman he wants to have in his life? Why wouldn't you? You see what I'm saying? This is something a
They
lot of
ain't
black
chasing
men
no
don't think
man.
about.
They ain't great chase no man. What? You know what I'm saying? They don't work like that, bro. They not chasing no man. They don't want what? How dare me? That's how they think. What? I ain't chasing no. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to compete. What? Compete? I am the table.
I am the table, right? I am the
Yeah, y'all know what? I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm gonna be real. Let's say I had a daughter, y'all. Let's say I had a daughter, right? And I come to find out I'm in Chicago, so I'm gonna do this. Let's say I had a daughter, y'all. I come to find out she was in school with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose showing all his potential. Now, if I got a daughter, she gonna be smart. Derrick Rose got all his potential. She got classes with this man and everything. And I found out my daughter wasn't smart enough to at least say, hey, you know what, Derrick? I like you. I want to help you. Heck, I can help you with your grades and everything. We can make a great couple. Do y'all understand how disappointed I would be to find out my baby girl had classes with that man and didn't do nothing?
I was too square, Daddy.
Man,
Man,
let me tell you something.
I got a
Let me tell
female
you
cousin
something.
that had a little fling with Fred Taylor. And when she told me about that, and this was after he had got to the NFL, I say, cuz, how you messed that up? Everybody knew that nigga was going to the NFL. What was you doing? She really didn't have an answer, bro.
Man, let me find out. Let me find out a super athlete goes to
This
my
is
daughter's school.
commonplace, bro.
Man,
They are not going to
man,
do what it
I swear
takes to
that'll
land
wake
a
up
winner, but they
that'll
will
wake up an
bend over
African ancestor.
backwards for a loser.
That'll wake up an African ancestor dad in me, boy. I mean, look your daughter. You
So
listen.
that's pride. That's what
You
that
made
is
it, man.
pride. You know what I'm saying? And
You
that's
know what?
standing on it's a level of selfishness that I am that they be talking about, which it is, it's a level of selfishness, but then there's still a level of if you are, then you exist among others that are as well. And now you
It's
have to be
conditioned.
amicable. You don't live in the world by yourself. And it would be nice too, but I think that's what it is. You know, listen, a gorgeous woman do got options. And that's just what it is. Let's just be real about that. But if that's your only value, then I don't care how beautiful you are or how rich or poor the man is, he is going to use you as if he gonna do the same thing he would with anything, because the only value you have is advocating for your monkey. After I'm done, what I can get from you, I can do myself. What can you do for me that I cannot do for myself? That is where your value stands. And I can do everything that you offering. I can really do myself. I can build my own table to eat on, to stand on, to freak on if I want to. What else do you got?
Essentially, that they are the ones who need to be pursued at all times, and
Man,
that when we get
they
them,
just
we're complete.
I don't know, man.
So
There's a
it's just that
stubbornness that's
component being
on them,
taught,
bro. They just
and that's
refuse to
sad.
see value in anything but themselves, bro. It's a selfishness unlike any in human history, bro. I
So
don't
now
get it,
you
man.
making money.
Well,
You making money. You in the world, black, right? So now they making money, right? Claim to be making the most money. It goes back to that investment. Now you choose to, you now have freedom, liberty, this independence that you niggas wanted. So now what are you investing in? Let's just be real, for real, for real. What are you investing in? What's the goal? The goal ain't to pour back into your community, which would be your man. Even if he deficient, let's just say, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't this, he ain't that. All right, bet. He ain't none of that. So you telling me your dollars can't go back into your son, into the man that created your son, your daddy? He ain't this, but you now have the bread to change everybody's life. So now what are you doing with it? Y'all getting tax checks, y'all getting all kind of money right now. What are y'all doing with it? Other than trying to prove to us that you got dick and balls.
Well, I have to be the voice of dissent.
before you go there, let me say, because I got knocked off for a second. Let me say this. Shout out to my main man, Roastmaster. He made a comment and reminded me, and I didn't say it yesterday. My bad, brother. My bad. Roastmaster dropped 50 yesterday on the cash app, so I want to make sure that is recognized. Thank you very much, my brother, for what you do. Shout out to Roastmaster One. He dropped that 50 on me yesterday. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay. And also shout out to Elder Blood one more again. He said, Roger, read my last comment with all these laughing emojis. Who want to argue with that? So let's see what he said. Let's see what he says, okay? And then we'll get you in, brother. We'll get you in after this. He says, the white woman let the white man get down with black women, and she did not leave him nor embarrass him for centuries. Now white women are extending that treatment to black men. Now that's equality. Shout out to Elder Blood. Elder Blood, you on one today, brother. You on one today.
Hey man,
You know
bro.
what?
So
I'm gonna say I appreciate that comment, because whatever this brother finna say, I'm glad you got this in first. I'm glad you got this in. So go right ahead, my brother. Come on, man. Come on now. We getting
well,
equality over here now. What band you finna bring us down with when we getting all this
Wow.
equality?
first of
Wow.
all, I'm not going to disagree with that statement. You know that was a message from the devil. So I'll leave that there. But what I'm going to say is because somebody has to be the voice of reason, and I'm going to have to dissent with you, distinguished gentlemen, just a little bit. You see, we keep talking about being an asset and making his life easier and things, and while all those things are true, But it's also something about meeting people halfway. And we got to understand that our sisters don't really have trust in black male leadership because they haven't really been exposed to that in their formative years. The only thing they've been exposed to was mom saying, brothers ain't you know what. So with that being said, we as men, we gotta extend them a little bit of grace. Just a little bit. Right? Let her know, care for her, cherish her, be there for her. Show her that it's okay to trust a black man. Because if we being honest, brothers, if we being honest, we as a collective have not really shown that we're going to really be there for her. And I'm going to ask Mike so y'all can go crazy.
I don't think going crazy is necessary. I think you just say a few words, and that'll kind of refute everything you just said. 3 words to do it for me. Civil rights movement. If you couldn't do the civil rights movement and get respect, I don't know what you're gonna do to get respect.
I'm talking about in relationships. In relationships.
Bro, they was doing that for their women. And in relationships, brother, if a man go to work every day and the woman don't respect it, what else he supposed to do?
But
if a man love on her every day and she don't respect it, what he supposed to do?
But the point is, she didn't grow up as a normal person. There's deficiencies there, right? So you have to. That's what I'm saying to you. There's deficiencies there. It's not like if you, for example, if you go to a white woman and you do everything that you're supposed to do, she's gonna react in kind because she's seen that, right? She's seen normal male behavior. Where black
so you do agree that the white women are better women? Okay, well we got that on record. Go ahead.
Right, normal. She hasn't seen normal black male behavior. She's in Pookie.
Hey Roger, remember that incident with Joe Rogan when he was at the casino with his wife and she slapped him and he slapped her back? Remember that? And
yeah,
the world just
okay,
kinda,
yeah.
The world just kind of like turned and looked at
hold on, not Joe Rogan. That was
Dana White.
That
was Dana White.
Dana White. Right. Not Joe Rogan. Dana White. Yeah, I'm getting them mixed up. But yeah, Dana White. The world just kind of turned and looked at that, and then they just kind of went back to what they was doing. Now let that sink in.
Dana White.
Let that sink in. The world just kind of looked at that. Joe Rogan was, or not Joe Rogan, but Dana White was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to say sorry. So sorry. And then the world was like, okay, cool. He said he's sorry. So, and then everybody just kind of went back to what they was doing.
Hold fast now. You don't remember hearing about how the UFC lost a ton of money in sponsors when that happened? You don't remember that?
That might have been white liberals though. What I'm saying is the overall.
Hold on. No, real quick. Does anybody remember how the UFC lost a bunch of sponsors and lost a bunch of money when Dana White slapped his wife?
I don't think
y'all remember that.
Well, the only reason he got up to even give that.
No. Hold on. I'm not looking for a reason. I'm trying to see if y'all remember it.
I do remember that.
He did it.
Because he wasn't ready to do none of that.
No, hold on. UFC did not lose any sponsors.
There was backlash. It was immense.
There was white liberal backlash.
My point is,
exactly.
This is my point. They didn't lose money. They kept right on going, and they didn't lose mad sponsors.
Okay, all right. I'm about to say that because I remember. All right.
They didn't lose squat. Okay.
Exactly. So that's my point exactly. That's my point exactly, man. That's my point exactly. Now, if this brother actually put hands on this woman, we'll know about it. Because anytime a famous athlete does put his hand on a woman, we don't try to know what happened. They're going to put that domestic violence out there. He's going to have to fight that off in court. So we know that ain't happened because we're not looking at a domestic violence case here. So he just kicked her out of his house. And the world is paying way more attention to this than when they see them.
It takes two people to be involved with them. It takes two. So
exactly. But here's the thing.
No less culpable than the I guess the returner. You understand? Don't
Yeah,
get involved
yeah,
because both
yeah, yeah. I
parties
get
can literally just leave or whatever. So now, if you instigate, then assault goes both ways. If you verbally assault, mentally assault, physically assault, if you assault someone, they have the right now, and this is how the courts is going to look at it, to assault you back within
And
the
so let me
realms.
finish my point. Let me finish my point because that's the point I'm making. The
That means
world
both of
seems
y'all
to
asses going to
understand.
jail.
The
That's
world
what
seems
that
to
means.
understand. The world seems to understand that if a woman wants to dish out equal rights, she might receive equal left in return when it was Dana White and his wife. However, the world refuses to understand that if a woman chooses not to cooperate with a black man, that she might receive some consequences for that.
Well, my thing is, this ain't even a
Collective
story
reasoning.
of violence. It's just he kicked out.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. There wasn't even domestic violence involved. They
We don't
offered her
know. Hold
car
on. Look.
rescue.
So listen. When I deal, okay. So listen, and I'm just being real. So when I deal with certain people of that basketball players, football players, when they come to our city, they got to get their home. You know, they moving all the time, so they got to get their homes fitted for them. They got to get their hyperbolic chambers connected and all that shit. Right now, who they got around them is vitally important, and the level of like they don't have nobody around them that's just talking down and humdrum and just on a solo. Even though they act like that in the real world or on TV, they don't be around that energy. So if a woman could express some tendencies of ignorant shit, that's gonna get us both in trouble. And I'm advising them, bro, do not. And I mean, by all means, brother, it'd be best for you to pay for her to have her own shit than have her over here and she drive you crazy. You understand? So it just is what it is. And like Roger said, this is not your wife. This is one of many to come. So you might as well go ahead and get it established right now. But all that drama and all that spending up your money and just not being appreciative and just all that mouth and humiliation, it just ain't worth it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
You go get you
yeah.
10 of those.
And I'm gonna say, look, it ain't like she left with nothing. She supposedly left being pregnant by him. So she probably got what she wanted. And he found something out that he didn't like if he actually kicked out the house. And he asked her to leave and she left. First of all, I'm gonna applaud her for just leaving. Okay. If he told her to leave and she just left, I'm gonna applaud her for just leaving and not turning it into something. I can applaud that. She already got the pregnancy, so what? From a woman's perspective, didn't she win?
And I applaud his team for, and him and his team or whoever had the wherewithal to say, you know what? The power to dismiss and let go. And like I
Yeah,
said, it ain't totally. He left with her child. She gonna have his child, so she
yeah, she
winning. His
good.
first child.
So she good, because I did expect her to go to a court at some point and to be getting 10, 20, 30,000 a month for some kid. If this kid is proven to be his. So she good. I think the reason the women are upset about this situation because she not black. And they didn't see a sister take advantage of him. Because
Now look,
you
this is
can't say
separate.
they won't do the same thing.
Roger, this is separate from the other basketball player we just heard about. I know everybody heard, God rest his, shock condolences to his family and those around him, but he passed away, from a drug overdose. Now there's a different set of people around this individual. I'm sure he had women around him. I'm sure he had people around him, right? So I'd rather you just dismiss, again, the power to dismiss and just to say no and just to think about you and to be a little bit selfish, especially when things don't ride the way that you have them playing within your world. You know what ain't right and what ain't cool and what you just capitulating too much to. That capitulating gonna have to cease. Keep walking. They either gonna follow you or turn around. If they turn around, they wasn't meant to be there no way. My
Now
bad. Go ahead.
I want to read what this plan is they done quote unquote put together. Okay, let's look what the plan is. Rule number one: he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. I don't know how that's supposed to sound back. I don't know what's supposed to be terrible about that. But yes, I did hear black women having an issue with the fact that she recognized that he is the prize. They literally was on their little podcast and was not talking, you know, why is he the prize, all that type of stuff. So yeah, they did literally have a problem with the very first thing of accepting that he's the prize. But I ain't surprised about that at all. I'm gonna say that's nothing I'm surprised about, because white women's plan is automatically better than black women's plan because they don't have a plan for black men. Number two, dealing with cheating. Don't look for it. Girls will throw themselves at him. Some will succeed. If it's just a fling, let it go. But don't let him get emotionally attached to one of them. Now I'm gonna say I understand that if you're going to accept a man being with other women. I don't necessarily agree with that. You know, I think it should be established between the both of y'all that he can be with somebody else if you're gonna go down that road. It don't have. Why are you doing it in secret? Okay, if you're gonna accept that he can mess with other women, just tell him. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Now, a PS, he'll always be attracted to black girls. Activate that Shanae in her by picking at her and let him see it. He'll ditch her quick. Now, obviously, she said attack a black woman for so she can defend herself. Now, I don't agree with that one either. See, the thing is, it should just be an accepted thing. If y'all gonna play that game, play it all the way and just let it be accepted that he can mess with a particular woman in a particular time period. You know, maybe once a month or something like that. You know, however you want to do it, but don't do it in secret. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not agreeing fully with this plan, but they do actually have a plan. Now, and I'm gonna say this, and that rule number 2, even with the PS, it don't damage the black man. Nothing in that is where he's being damaged. Now, number 3 says be an asset to him. Fold his clothes. Buy and bring him his food. Do his homework. So you just talking about people that study in college on that one. Or you know what? He could be completing something beyond college. You know, he could be going after a doctor or
we
something.
got to get this deal. I done just came in at midnight, and when I get in here, you done already got it structured for me. Come on, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Completely integrate yourself in his life where he can't function without you. That means helping him all over the place. So if you're not there, he's literally going to miss the fact that you're not there doing the things that help him get along in his day, his life, and his career. I don't understand how that's bad for the black man. I don't get the bad part of that. Number 4, don't embarrass him. Listen to this, y'all. Don't cheat. Oh, have some loyalty to this brother. Don't text other men. Oh, act like you actually got a husband. His cute friends and teammates will try you. Ignore them just in case the relationship goes south. Another athlete will see you as gold. That sounds like pretty good advice. So you're not gonna check for the homies. That's what she's saying, y'all. Don't be checking for the homies. Okay? Alone. Number 5, go completely wild on him in bed. Use throat spray, do any and everything, be spontaneous, make it go down anytime, anywhere. Wow, my woman's gonna actually have sex with me and enjoy it? She gonna make this a thing for me? Wow, that sounds terrible as a black man. Don't that sound terrible that your woman gonna try to satisfy you in bed?
That's the worst thing in the world, man. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
Keep that away from me.
And if you somehow that slow, I was being sarcastic, y'all. Okay? And it says his mom. Lexi, do not tell his mom. Okay? Well, I guess this must have been cut off, but I know it was something about don't tell his mom or other family members y'all business. Keep it between y'all.
Yes, that's basically what she was saying. Don't say anything negative about him to his mother, and he'll never forgive you for that. That's basically what she was saying.
Now, I'm going to say, that's a plan.
Yep.
What a bad part of that
plan. That's a good plan.
If that's the plan, I don't see the problem.
It's all right. It's a sucky plan, but it's cool.
You know? Now
it's a start.
I'm not gonna promote men quote unquote
That's
cheating on the woman. You know, I'm not gonna promote that. So that what was that number 2? I wasn't so comfortable with, but that's a heck of a play from an overall standpoint.
I mean, you can even simplify that a bit. Just listen to your man and do what he tells you, and shut the fuck up. Oh, pardon my French.
Well, I mean, it didn't even say she can't talk. It just said bring the man a sandwich. That's all. Hey, you can say a whole lot while you bring him a sandwich.
Hey, that was nowhere in there. It did not say you can't, that you don't get everything said, hey, why don't you get involved? Huh? Hey, you want to participate? You can't participate. That is an option.
You know?
God damn.
I don't know. Shout out to his brother. This is AC 1973 cool. He say, let's keep it real. Keisha is incapable of executing the plan. My thing is, she could. Ain't nothing actually stopping her. Ain't nothing actually stopping her. But I'm going to say from an overall standpoint, this is a pretty solid play. This plan works for just about any man. Nowhere in this plan did she even say you had to kind of belittle yourself. And if there's a woman who says, hey, well, you know what? I can't get with the let him cheat part. And I totally understand that. And I'm against cheating because I'm a man of my word. And if I say I'm not going to be with nobody else, then I'm not going to be with nobody else. Now, if I don't say it, that's on me to do what I want to do. But if I tell it to you, then I'm going to stick by what I said.
Hey, we can counter offer. You know what I'm saying? You can send in a counter adjusted and then send in the counter offer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm saying if you remove that part about cheating and just say, okay, I want a man who's going to be faithful to me. If you did the rest of those things, because if you remove that, I think that was number 2. If you remove the rest of those things, it's still a very solid plan.
At the car wash.
I think if you're dealing with a professional athlete and they're actually looking at you, go ahead and remove that. Go ahead and remove that. Like realistically,
No. I'm saying this for any man, because every woman ain't finna get with no professional athlete.
No.
I'm saying this plan can be applied for any man. Now, I know the average woman ain't finna say she gonna be good with a man cheating. So I'm saying you take any random woman dealing with
it ain't
any
if you
random man. No, that's true. But I am saying that if you a woman and your guy work at the gas station and you apply this plan, I don't see how you don't win as a woman. This gonna make him want to work harder for you. This guy do some overtime for you. Now I was cracking jokes earlier about how most women, guys just gonna pass up overtime. This guy, if they got 12-hour shifts on the weekend at the factory, he gonna go do some of them 12-hour shifts so he can buy you X, Y, and Z. He'll do that for you if you treat them like this.
They really gonna have to start running up the bras, man, and saying, listen, you would be one of my baddest ones in my state. Oh my God. You would have to literally start talking to bras like that, because this idea of marriage is really almost a farce to a degree now. I mean, I love it. I mean, I know what to do with it. And once you're ready to do in that world, if you're not really ready to settle down, bro, then yeah, marriage for a young man in his prime is gonna be challenging. When there are beautiful women all over the world that don't cost much to get to as a regular nigga. You understand? You can go down to Puerto Rico, you can go wherever, and then 30 minutes from there is Dominican. So what are we doing? Like literally, bro, it's just at some point men gonna get it, and they already have the capacity. So if I'm paying $300 meals, certainly on a weekly basis, that's $1,200 minimum. I'm just doing petty nigga numbers, you understand? So at least one of them weeks, he could bounce up out of here, have the time of his life once a month, and come back, and sooner or later his flavors is gonna change, because he's now gonna introduce that lifestyle to his kids, especially his sons. And now here they are, living a different lifestyle. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? We want to be right here in America with our American women. We want to have babies with our American women. God damn, do right.
Now, shout out to Brooklyn's Finest. He said, Roger, black women have a plan. It's called pasta and lobster, black wife effect. black men ain't ish, and finally abort black male babies is a white supremacy plan, to be sure. Now, I'm going to say, y'all, I did not accuse black women of not having a plan. I say they don't have a plan for black men. See, this is a white woman's plan for black men. I'm going to say any woman can use this plan with any man. Now, I'm going to accept everybody ain't cool with the cheating part. You remove number 2. This is an extremely solid plan for anybody. This is a great plan for the guy that work at the gas station. You got a guy at the gas station, you start treating him like this, he probably gonna want to run the gas station eventually. Or he gonna want some other kind of job eventually. Okay? A guy who's getting treated the way she's talking about in this plan, this guy wants to make his woman happy. And as men, we know we can buy women some stuff, it makes them happy. Which means what? We are willing to work harder so we can buy her stuff she want to have. It is what it is. But you got to have this plan and actually put it in place. And the thing is, a lot of women, they think, well, planning for a black man ain't worth it.
And there's no proof of concept. So planning for no black man ain't worth it. And you don't have proof of that concept. Actually, you have proof of concept on the contrary. I mean, they doing without you. That's why I say, hey, y'all got all the money, all the resources, all the education, all the connections. You connected to the white man, and you don't make zero investment in us. What are we doing? What the fuck?
There was one more thing in that plan too that we kind of like skated over. Like it wasn't reactive, like waiting around for, oh, what does he want me to do? Like, let me see what he says to do. It was a proactive plan. It was like, okay, this is who this guy is. This is what this guy needs. These are the ways that I can handle or alleviate some of those things on his plate. It wasn't wait around to do something or wait to be served. It was not sit there and wait for instructions. It was actually a plan to also develop a plan based on said man.
Reactive.
And you know what?
Proactive.
I
And all
sadly,
the actives for you. I'm your number one fan, your number one assistant. I'm going to see us win. They get it. They see the future, right? And benefiting you in the worst case scenario. Benefiting you going to benefit me and us regardless. So let me make sure that I maximize you, even if you don't know what to do.
now this thing, y'all. I've seen sisters. I've seen the person literally say, "Black men are suckers," and they'll fall for this type of stuff every time. What is there to fall? Like, I want to jump in this hole.
Every man will fall for that.
I don't want to fall in this. I want to jump in this.
I said, where it at? Where it at? What it cost?
Hey, Roger.
This the hole I'm looking for right here. I ain't got to fall in this. The hole I'm looking for. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? No, but I do want to say it's sad when women look at something like this and say, y'all are suckers for even wanting this. These suckers fall for this. So you're saying them wanting this is the problem, and if they actually get it, they stupid. Wow. What are you talking about? Did you read the plan? That's one thing. Did you read what the plan said? Because this is a great plan, if you ask me. It's a fantastic plan.
It's proactive just because there's a plan. Hey, the plans can be amended. Our black women probably got a plan. It's just not written down.
They just don't have a plan for us. That's what. See, this was a plan for us. You know, that's the major deal.
Yeah, they got
it's much more sinister.
Hold on. Turn around was trying to get something in, y'all. Turn around was trying to get something in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, turn around.
I done seen girls 4'11", no booty, little chest, 4'11", take down 6'5" black men with that plan, and they both happy. I seen these little 4 or 5 Thailand ladies, Filipinos, taking down big old brothers with that plan. So
I mean, it's a solid plan.
It's a solid plan. They taking the brothers down, and I don't know why these sisters they got the shape and the hips, and they won't act right. And these little women with no booty, all the stuff that they talking about they got, They ain't using it. And these girls got nothing that they're supposed to be, and they taking these guys down.
I am not surprised that women don't agree with this and come up with negative things to say about it. They call marriage-minded women pick-me's. They all backwards, bro. They all backwards. So I'm not surprised that they don't think we're suckers for going for this. They don't even understand this is what we're looking for. And they specialize in not giving you what you're looking for.
You
Man,
know
I
what?
ain't doing that.
The fact that they call women who are actually giving men what they're asking for pick me says that they actually know what it needs or what they need to do to get picked in the first place. That's why
Well,
they call them that.
I gotta say this, y'all, because my thing is people need to know where it come from. Pygmy is actually means nigger lover. It was a way for black
Exactly.
women
Yep.
to
Yep.
call other black women nigger lovers without coming off in a racist context. That's where it come from. But a lot of other people believe exactly what these two gentlemen just said because everybody don't know that's where it come from. And but they still say that because they're looking at women who want to do something with a black man other than be a hoe. And for some reason, they don't like the ideal of a woman wanting to be some other to a black man outside of a hoe. Oh, she actually like that man. She want to be a wife. She want to actually have kids and raise them with him. She's a pick me. I mean, come on now. Y'all got to pay attention to what's being said out here. And
Well,
shout out.
the essence of it is the exact same. It's that they don't want to see a black man be treated well. That's all it is.
Exactly. Now, shout out to Elder Blood one more again. He say, check out my above comment. Understand black women accuse black men in order to solicit legal, non-black men specific protection against white men under guise of all men. Okay, and before that, he said, one second. Your comment before that is Adam never committed domestic violence against Eve, but Eve's boyfriend did against her and her kids. What's changed in all these years other than black women lecturing black men after being pumpkin-headed by D boyfriends? Now, I'm assuming you must mean that serpent. When you talk about Eve's boyfriend, I'm assuming that's what you mean. But no, Elder Blood may mean something else though. You never know. He may mean something else. So I'm assuming that's what he means. I can't say 100% for sure unless he say that.
That sounds like the serpentine doctrine, really. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, yes, black women should be trying to be there for black men. And I'm gonna say, look, when it comes down to it, if this plan got put out there, which it has, and it's kind of like a viral thing right now, just as Passport OG mentioned in the video. I mean, basically, why aren't you writing this down? If the quote unquote white women that black women have to deal with because they don't think they can be the white woman when it comes to a man. If the white woman is telling you they plan, why don't you use the white woman's plan to get the black man you want? But see, there's a rejection of the plan because it's specifically for black men. This plan would work with any man. Okay, what man wouldn't want this particular plan? But because it was made up for black men, black women have an automatic rejection of the plan. You can't say the plan bad. You can't say the plan ain't pro him. Because even if you're talking about rich people and he get to cheat in his plan. A man ain't gonna have a problem with that. He's not gonna get embarrassed in his plan. What man gonna have a problem with that? You're not gonna be spreading rumors to his family about negative things that he's done in this plan. What man gonna have a problem with that? Everything was pro the man in this plan. Now, you be pro your man. He gives you a certain kind of lifestyle. Sounds like a fair trade-off to me. But I am gonna say, if you remove the second one about cheating, this plan can be used for any man in America. Period. What man wouldn't want this stuff happening for him? Now I get it. Every woman ain't gonna deal with the cheat. So you can remove that part for the women who don't want to deal with the cheating stuff. This plan fit for any man. Now it was made for a black man, but that doesn't mean other men wouldn't like it either. So why is it a problem? This
I know
plan is
why
a
it's a
problem
problem.
because it was for black men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and shout out to Landy. He says black men are so foolish they like being treated well.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what the real problem is, Roger. The real problem is that these are white women that are professing what they will do for black men, and there is no such document being circulated where white men are professing the same type of thing for black women. This is racism, Roger. This is what this is.
That's why it's
They
getting
don't
all
have
that
a
attention.
manifesto for black women, huh?
I mean, this is a story for a reason. Okay. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't get why this was linked to Fred and his chick. Okay. I don't even get the connection. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But
You
there was a
don't?
connection that was there. No, well, I'm not gonna say I wasn't even looking for the connection, but I didn't get the connection because the only thing I heard about Fred is that he kicked the woman out and she 8 months pregnant. And my thing is like, okay, so what? You know, she was really messing up to get kicked out at 8 months pregnant. You know, because to get a black man to kick you out, that take a lot of work. You know, and then he'll give you a pass on a lot of stuff just because of the fact that you're pregnant. So what did you really do? You know?
She had to do quite a lot wrong because we as men, when we acquire a lot of resources, we're looking for somebody to share it with in the first place. So he evidently chose her at least for a period of time, and her being attractive because she is attractive, that's gonna get her a lot of pass on a lot of stuff. And there's just so many things that point to she just was dead wrong in this situation. You can't believe nothing she's saying or trying to put out there.
And that's right there, Black. That's it. That beauty part, again, that's how dare you do me like this and I look like this. How dare you treat
Mm-hmm.
me like this and
Yeah.
I look like this.
Well,
But
and
Roger,
until
Fred
something
is
get
being
cleared
real
up,
nice.
I'm sorry, say it again, Tony Runner.
I said Fred is being real nice. He want to make sure she can get to the hospital, get herself set up in the hospital so she can have the baby. She don't need to be in the house. She need to be close to the hospital
Oh,
so she can be.
he gave her a head start to the
He's
hospital.
taking care
He
of her,
gave her
man.
a head start.
Man, he looking out, man. That's how black men do. We looking out, man. He looking out. He wanted to get to the hospital quickly and don't be, trapped up in the house.
Now you know what? That's hilarious. But I'm gonna say this, y'all, and this ain't a joke. This is not a joke. I don't know if that's Fred's baby. For Fred to
I
put
was
you out of the
just
house at
about to
eight
say.
months pregnant,
I was just about
Oh,
to say.
you know, until I hear otherwise, I don't think that's Fred's baby.
Damn, I didn't even think
You know,
about that.
I
they
did.
got
I
to
mean,
do it.
rich people have rich friends and they have like rich contacts and like social circles. So man, if she
Hey,
was out there with the social circle hitting up the homies and he found out, ooh,
Now,
he'd be
now I'm gonna
mad
say
too.
this.
Man, that's
I'm gonna say
crazy.
this, y'all. I'm not confirming this because I didn't see it. Maybe the reason this plan stuff got connected to what Fred and his chick is doing because she wasn't following the plan. That's
she
a
wasn't following the
possible
plan.
reason that they it's got connected. I don't know that that's the reason. I'm not saying that that's the reason. I saw nothing that put them together, but just maybe this was a plan she was supposed to be following and she didn't do it. Because if she
It
out
looks
here
like a
pregnant with somebody else's baby, that would explain to me why. Because I mean, if I'm with a
Man.
woman that I like, you know what I'm saying, especially enough to have in my home, and then I find out she 8 months pregnant by somebody else, yeah, I'm kicking her out too.
Yeah, that makes sense, brother.
bro.
That
She
makes
Yeah,
does.
and
all
when
She
you
sense.
got
does.
money,
She
Roger, you can get that in
No, no,
pregnancy
this ain't a
birth control
hold on.
test.
This ain't no if you got money. I don't care if I work at McDonald's. If you living with me and I find out you got pregnant and you 8 months pregnant with somebody else's, first of all, you've been living with me for 8 months pregnant.
Y'all these
That's
damn
bad
Happy
enough.
Meals, and you been over here getting Burger King, bitch.
Yeah, I'm over here bringing something home for you and whatnot. Baby, I got the nuggets. You like, come on now. And you 8 months pregnant. Now, I don't know what's been going on before the 8 months even started. But you 8 months pregnant and you got somebody else? Man,
I'm ready to go to the Eagles. You over here fraternizing with San Francisco. What's going
yeah.
on?
I'm over here getting my Ronald McDonald on and you sleep with Burger King. This ain't working.
Man, come on,
Yeah, that's
man.
crazy.
This
And
ain't
she do
working.
look like a non-black Keisha too, bro.
Yeah.
Duck
Now,
lip.
Yeah,
and I'm going to
I
say
bet
this
she got
too.
baby edges under that headband, bro.
I'm going to say this too, y'all. See, I
that
don't
aesthetic.
go into all that. Everybody got to be rich. This is not about somebody with some money. Because don't no regular dude want to be disrespected either. And I'm not going to act like you got to be rich to get respect. And I think that's a horrible message to be sending to women. Now, this ain't about what Fred can do. We just happen to know who Fred is because he happened to have a high profile job. That's all it is to it. But if you work at the car wash and you come home and you find out your woman is 8 months pregnant, the proper response is to kick her out. Because real
Gotta
talk,
feed the
he
gotta feed
lucky.
the baby first.
Yeah,
Gotta
she
feed the baby
lucky
first.
he didn't kick her in the head. You know what I'm saying? Because that's some outrageous stuff. Now, I know she wants sympathy from me and all that type of stuff, but my thing is now any woman who tells you she got kicked out and she 8 months pregnant, you should automatically have your eyebrows supposed to raise or something like that, y'all.
Mm.
You're not supposed to just have a response that he's got to be a terrible person. No, no, no. Who kicks out a woman at 8 months pregnant?
Sounds like something was discovered. Sounds
I
like
He
they
was
had to
mean,
have
over
a
with
fight
it.
about
He was
something.
over with it. That's why he's on Tinder. He's like, forget you. I gotta get a new one.
No,
Sounds like they had
it's
a
That was
hell
it's
of
she's
a
saying.
fight
possible.
about
She's saying
something.
that he was on Tinder. So the next day, that means he was through with you.
It's possible they had a disagreement about getting the baby tested once it was born.
and that could be exactly what it is. She may not want to get tested. He may be on some, we got to get that baby tested. She may not want to
Yeah,
get, it could be his, but she may not be sure that it's his.
That man is innocent until
Yep.
proven guilty. That man is innocent until proven guilty, and the DNA test
listen,
is the only thing
Now,
that can
I'm
prove him
just
guilty.
saying, y'all, what does it take for anybody to throw out a woman that's 8 months pregnant? Like a stranger would hardly throw out a woman that's 8 months pregnant. So my thing
hey,
is, what type of reaction should we have in society when we hear a woman got tossed out at 8 months pregnant? You got to be on some. Well, if you making sense, you got to start wondering what the heck did she do that was that bad that somebody gonna kick you out and you 8 months pregnant?
that's disrespectful.
You got to. I mean, if you murder somebody's son, I get it. Yeah, they gonna kick you out. You come home, you sleeping with his brother. I get it. Yeah, they kick you out. But who kicks out any woman that's 8 months pregnant?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
A
got to be
stranger
him.
will
It's
hardly
got to
kick
be
out a
him,
woman
right?
that's 8 months
The
pregnant.
only logical explanation is that man is a monster. That's the only logical explanation.
A monster ain't kicking women out at 8 months pregnant. That's a lot of months. That's a lot of months, man. I believe a person would take a stranger in that's pregnant a lot of the times. If a stranger came to you and was like, man, I'm just all messed up, but I'm pregnant, I think most people would take a stranger in. If they really didn't have no place to go, or they didn't feel like dealing with going to another, a lot of folks will take a stranger in. So to kick somebody out at 8 months pregnant,
And she about to pop.
man,
She about pop. 8 months is any day now type shit. So in between that, it is liability. So yeah, what could you possibly do to have somebody at that position tell you got to go?
Yeah, and Roger, if a pregnant woman came to my doorstep and then she had other kids as well, and none of them looked the same, I probably wouldn't help.
but I ain't nothing in the crib, period. That's just me. But you know, You could be 8 months pregnant. I wouldn't let you in, but I wouldn't. If I already agreed to let you stay, I don't see why I would kick you out and you 8 months pregnant. Who does that? You know? So I don't know the reason behind it, but it's got to be something crazy. And shout out to Elder Blood. He said, Roger, yes, I meant the serpent in the form of the Neanderthal man. Well, thank you for clearing that up, brother. Thank you for clearing that up. Because if it wasn't that, I wouldn't have known what you was talking about. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So look, y'all, I'm saying this story is a story for a reason. Because it's like a lot of people picking up on this. And my question is, why is it a story? Because what? He ain't married to her, so he don't owe her a place to live. Some people gonna say, but she 8 months pregnant. I don't even know that that's his baby. So what does that mean? He didn't kick out his wife. I would question why a man would kick his own wife out. I ain't saying I'm gonna fight about it. I would just have a question why. But that's about it. Why you kick your own wife out? You know? But I'm gonna give that man a chance to give his side of the story. So at the end of the day, y'all, there's something that's going on with us that this became a story. That's what I'm also saying. And then this list somehow got attached to this. And then I look at the list and I'm like, this is a pretty solid list. See, I thought it was something crazy in that list. But when I looked at it, I was like, well, I ain't going to promote cheating. So number 2, I ain't really comfortable with. But even if a guy is a quote unquote cheater, the list ain't saying nothing about do him in or do him dirty because he cheated. It's saying chill out. So I don't even see how it's a problem for other people who do believe they should be able to cheat.
In fact, it actually kind of alludes to the fact that if you don't sleep with his teammates, you don't sleep with his friends, and none of that, they gonna notice it and they gonna realize that he was wrong, and they gonna try to sweep you up for themselves. Man.
Now I'm gonna say shout out to Simeon Toko. He said Fred's mama stepped in and told him to get her out of there. I mean, that could possibly be true, and maybe he did listen to his mama. But if Fred mama said that, then again, why would Fred mama say that? What's going on with you that a woman would tell her son, especially if she a black woman, which based on what Fred looked like, she probably black. Why would a black woman tell her son to kick out a woman that's 8 months pregnant? Because that's very unusual for a black woman to do. Most women, they gonna take the side of another woman. Let's just keep that real. So your black mama told him to kick you out? It gotta be something to that story. That's all I'm saying. See, I can't look at Fred in no harsh way because, number 1, this ain't his wife. He doesn't owe her room and board. She's just some random woman. And then number 2, since I don't know what her motives is, the fact that she got pregnant by him, I'm just looking at her that she got what she wanted anyway. So what's the problem? You can't go home to your real people, the people you actually care about, and go to the hospital from their house instead of Fred's house? I don't see no big deal in that. Because I would bet my bottom dollar. I mean, everything in the bank. Then soon as she had his baby, she going to court soon after. So I don't see what her problem is. She got what she wanted. She got that nigga baby that's going to get me paid. And probably going to do like a lot of sisters do. Well, hopefully she do better. But she probably going to do like a lot of sisters do. She going to spend all that baby's money. They do all this stuff, but they sure don't like to save that money for these kids. So she probably gonna spend all that baby's money. And because she's the mother, she gonna believe she's entitled to do so. Now, I hope that's not the case for the child's sake, especially if it's a boy. I hope that's not the case. But realistically, that's probably what's gonna happen if this is Fred's baby. But I'm thinking Fred may know a reason that this may not be his baby. And even if it is his baby, she done gave too many doubts that it's his baby. Who kicks out an 8-month pregnant woman? Nobody really does that. Put like this, y'all. When the last time you heard about a woman who was 8 months pregnant got kicked out? You tell me the last time you heard of one in any scenario. Okay? But my main man, Champ, done came. So I'm finna go ahead and let Champ get the mic. You got it, Champ. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? I'm doing good and everything else. I'm going to be here too long and everything because, I got to recover from my car accident that I had 2 months ago with the injured back.
Oh, sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't been here a whole lot of time and everything else. But back to the subject right here. This story kind of sounds very similar to what Dak Prescott did. I don't know if you ever did a subject on him about with his situation. He was supposed to get married, but he broke up the marriage because his ex didn't want to sign a prenup. And I don't know if it's true with this brother or not, but he probably wanted this lady to sign a prenup before he got married. And that's what you should do whenever you get in a relationship, no matter what race the lady is. If she doesn't sign a prenup, I wouldn't go ahead and get married to a lady like that because she just take you to the woodshed and take half of your asset, maybe a little bit more and everything else, and you're just going to be struggling and everything else while she gets to live the high life and everything else. That's what some of these ladies like to do. Is that they like to go ahead and lay up with some of these athletes to get pregnant and everything, so you can get that check and everything else, and not really care for the child and everything else. And second, I heard brother talk about the good doctor, but the good doctor last year was at a podcast and was saying that a lot of these white women, they see the value of the black man, who are athletes, but they also see the value of the black man, whether they're in politics or in the upper financial area. I mean, look, perfect example, Robert Smith, billionaire black man. This white woman saw him as a high value black man and everything else. And he got married and he got a couple of children and everything else. Byron Allen, for example. So, look, sisters, I like to see sisters get married to these brothers, but you ladies can't just look for the bag and everything and try to take them to the woodshed and just listen to all these misandrous, granocracy talk from some of these bitter black women who are single and everything else and just upset at the world and trying to poison you and everything else. Because if we keep on doing this, a lot of these brothers are going to end up with these non-black women and everything else, because these non-black women are finally recognizing the value of the black man and his worth. So I'm gonna land my plane there.
All right. Now I'm gonna say again, y'all, this is not about somebody being rich or not. Who kicks out a woman that's 8 months pregnant? Have you figured out the last woman that you knew about that was kicked out at 8 months pregnant? This got something to do with her. I don't know what she did, but people ain't kicking out women that's 8 months pregnant. That's just not happening. Let's just be real about that. Now, shout out to Yogi, my bad for missing your super chat. He said, first Umar, second Will Smith, third Shea Butter, Philly. Now, I'm going to need a little context on this one. I'm sorry I missed it when I missed it, but I'm going to need a little context so I can know what you was referring to, Yogi, on this one. But shout out to you.
He just trying to say that the greatest. He's just trying to say that the greatest come out of Philly,
That the greatest what?
That the greatest come out of Philly.
I know he ain't. I know you're not saying that, are you, Yogi? I don't think you're saying that. I want to believe you, bro, but I just feel Yogi ain't saying that one. I don't think he is. Okay, I really don't think. Okay, but shout out to you for the 57-cent Trail Bentley tax. I definitely appreciate that, brother. And sorry I didn't catch it when you first said it. Okay. But no, I don't think you doing that one. I ain't gonna put that on you. You can put that on yourself, but I ain't gonna do that to you. Okay. Now I am gonna say, look, y'all, again, the reason we know about this particular story with Fred is because Fred happens to have a high profile job. At the end of the day, this is not about whether you have money or not. Okay. You just don't normally kick out an 8-month pregnant woman regardless. And now that this list somehow got attached to the story, I looked at the list. The list is a pretty solid list. I don't see what the problem is with that list. Treat a man like you want to be treated is what the list basically says.
Listen,
If
man.
you can't get with the list, this your fault.
Number one is gonna be the reason why no black woman is ever gonna agree with that list. They ain't gonna never get past number one, bro. I don't even know what the mystery is over here. Number one is saying you got to find value in a black man. That's what number one is saying. What black woman gonna follow that program to start with? We already skipping number two because Roger's sensibilities won't let him get with number two. We understand that. You know,
It's not that.
His stomach a little too weak for number two. Yeah. No, that's what it is. You've been telling us for a couple of hours that
I don't
you know
agree.
I
I
feel
said
bad
I
about
don't
number
agree with
two.
it. No. I
I'm,
just don't necessarily agree with anybody needing to cheat.
I'm worried about these black women ain't gonna agree with number two, so I don't
I
want to talk
believe
about number
black
two.
women is our future.
I
Teach them
I don't
well.
agree.
Let them lead the way.
Look.
Come on,
I'm gonna say
come
what I done
on.
said before, y'all. As a man, I just don't agree that I should have to cheat. If I'm gonna do it, I should be able to just do it. If you're gonna accept it, just accept it. Why I got to cheat?
Hey, Roger,
Believe it or not, there's a lot of
Roger.
percentage of black women that will permit and maybe even participate. Believe it or not, but it'd be like you just don't open your mouth, bro. Closed mouth don't get bread. I want to say the other one, but we on
Roger's
bedtime, so
sis-
I'm gonna be
Roger's
cool.
sensibilities ain't gonna let Roger's sensibilities ain't gonna let him agree with that
But
statement.
he
I'm
has the
just
choice. If
trying
he
to
wants
tell
to,
you.
he
I'm
can.
showing you who
Hey,
Roger
but if he don't
really
want
is.
to, he don't have to make that choice.
I ain't
No,
making that choice.
see
I'm just
this
gonna
what
mess
y'all
with
ain't
one
He said
female.
I
recognizing.
ain't making that choice.
W- women women made this list, not men. Women made this list. Roger is up here saying, no, no, y'all ladies don't need to be agreeing with number two like that. That's what
Nah,
Roger up here
The
saying.
proper
no. I'm not
planning
saying it.
skills,
I'm not saying that.
the
I'm not saying
intention,
that.
That's
and
what
the
you saying.
literacy is
That's
off
what
the
you saying.
chain.
No, I said yes. Some
That what,
women gonna definitely have some problem with the number two, but if outside of number two, the list is just solid.
The very fact
sir,
that somebody
sir.
said, "Here, I
Wait.
want
Hold
y'all,
on,
and this
sir,
is what I'm
sir.
willing to do."
Women made the list. And they made the list saying this is how you get a quality black man.
I want you.
I ain't got
I
no
see you.
problem with the list, brother. I have no problem with the list.
Well, I want you.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to break this list down properly because you've been messing it up for 2 hours. You're just messing it up.
You
And I
gotta listen
see
to the
you.
truck driver, Roger. My granddaddy was a truck driver, man. I see where he's going with this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here to tell you, with black women, you ain't gonna get past number one. So you can stop right there with the black women. Just no, you mean I got to value you, nigga? No. I got to value, I got to admit that you're more important than me, that you bring more value to the household than me.
Yeah.
And then later on down the list, I got to support you. I got to
Yeah.
do things that support your vision, your goals, and your dreams.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man.
And then when these white women, because that's who made the list, white women made the list. They said he is going to want his own. See, that's what number two is about. Number two is identifying that white women made this list. They are saying he's gonna always have a carnal desire for his own black women. Just overlook that. See, that's the problem that black women got with this list. The problem ain't that white women gonna let us cheat. The problem is that white women recognize we have value, we have enough value that they're going to let us have our proclivities, and they're going to get on our program and support whatever it is that we're going to do. And in the end, they're going to stay with us to the end. That's the whole problem with the list. See, ain't no white man, collection of white men put out anything like this, bro. This is racism. Anytime a white man rejects a black woman, it's racism, bro. This is racism.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But look who's making the comeback. The comeback right here. You got all these Asian women, Latino women. Hey, they're coming after the
Hey,
brothers hard.
hey,
And
somebody
everything.
said
Yeah.
God sent some new helpers. Somebody said earlier, God sent some new
There you
helpers.
go.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
And look,
Lord
and
have mercy.
final, the final point is, brothers ain't never come up with no divesta movement to get this list put out. White women just did this on their own.
Say, yeah, we ain't even asked them to. We was over here
We ain't even
chilling.
asked them to do that.
We was
That's
over
why I
here
said,
chilling.
White women, they say white women came to our rescue.
no, they said I want you. I see you and I want you.
Yeah. Now we gonna do this one of two ways. We gonna do this the easy way, or we gonna do this the hard way.
And ain't nothing getting ready to stand in that motherfucking way, boy. She
Now
got both instructions and rules and plans already laid out. Boy, that is a crazy person right there. You
what
hear me?
I'm saying, that list is extremely pro him. You cannot deny that. That's extremely pro him list. And she ain't said nothing about leaving. Now, shout out to Black Root Strikes. I'm gonna read this because I want him to be involved in the conversation anytime he wants to be. He says the white woman also said that he is the one who has the value because he can change her life, not the reverse. Whether he steps
Come
out
on, bro.
of his minor whether he steps out is of minor consequences to what he will do for her. Now, she understands. That's why I said I gotta give him props. Now I gotta give him props because she said all that. Now, one thing about Lee,
Come on, man.
this is a woman saying I'm gonna be loyal regardless of what's going on. Okay, one of the main things I told y'all, men want. They want loyalty, good character, good company. And she's saying, hey, that loyalty thing y'all want, I'm offering it
You
from
got
Jump
it.
Street. I'm offering it from Jump Street. You ain't even got to worry about that thing. And she did say, even if he getting down with other people, you are never to get down with other people.
So now, listen, when they offer you something, you got to see proof of concept. Proof of concept shows you if I even want to get involved with these suckers or not. So do they have proof of the concept that they striking up with me? Have you done this before and how successful was it?
And you know what? I'm gonna say what everybody should do. I ain't telling you what to do. I'm just saying what you should do. Write that down. Okay. You see this list? You write this down, okay? You make sure you got this list somewhere, okay? Because if you don't even know what you want as a brother, this list will help you out. You could be 19 and not really know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, write this down,
Pastor ain't
okay?
never gave you this game, boy.
Okay. She either gonna want to or she not. You ain't got the bed. She either want to or she don't. Okay. But I'm saying this pretty on point. If you ask me, this is pretty on point. I don't know what guy. These guys are suckers. They fall for this trick every time. Man, let me know where the trick at. Okay. I can't wait to fall. Real talk, man. I can't wait to fall. Shout out to Shark Sense. Appreciate you, my brother. He said, just don't choose white girls who listen to hip hop made after 2005 and wears Jordan sneakers. You know what? I hear you, brother. I hear you. Now I'm gonna say this: if y'all catch me with a white woman wearing Jordan, understand I insisted that she wore them. Okay, I'm gonna listen to Shark and not get one who wears Jordan. I'm gonna put in some Jordans. Okay, that's what I'm. That's gonna be me. That's gonna be me. But man, first of all, let me do something that I know could be controversial, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Y'all, can we get a clap for this list? Can we clap it up for this
Yes,
list?
sir.
On the
Yes,
list?
yes,
Clap,
sir.
clap, clap.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what?
Yes, sir.
We wasn't in the room when they put this list together. We didn't know they was gonna put the list together. We don't even technically know how long this list has been put together.
They trying to
But
take y'all
whoever
niggas,
came up
boy.
with this list, whoever distributed this list, whoever gave this list out, pass it amongst friends. Salute to you all. Okay? Salute to you all. I don't know how I got to the internet, but thank you to every person who had a hand in it getting there. That's real talk. Okay?
Now this is what social media is really for. I promise you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I done said a couple things here and there about some white folks, y'all. But I got to prove this one. See, when you write, you write. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, man. When you write, you write. Okay. So shout out to every woman who had anything to do with this. I don't know if they had dragged down fights about this list. I don't know what number 4 was before we got the final version. I don't know if they beat people up or whatever. Whatever y'all did to get to this list, man.
Maybe it was an AI white woman.
They went to that computer and say, look,
See, like shit, I've been waiting on this.
I need a brother. Give me the list.
You want that list? I've been waiting to get y'all ass this motherfucking list. Wrong
Hey, bro.
demographic, but oh well.
Is Bron still here?
Nah, Bron gone at the moment. He gone at the moment.
No, okay.
Shout out to Serious Right, y'all. He said, frame that list next to the 10 Commandments. So I should walk into your house.
And then they be talking about a white woman, your God.
Back
in the day, they made the list.
Go into the dining room, see a picture of the 10 Commandments. I look on the other wall, should be a picture of this list.
It was
my
Ethel Jean
goodness.
and Ernestine May.
Oh man.
Yeah. Sally said, fuck this. Hey, there's some good black stock over there. The fuck are we doing, ladies?
This is sad that women of other races have to visibly show you the value of black men.
Man.
While y'all acting up.
Tripping, boy. All that shit y'all be worried about, boy. Y'all be worried about the wrong, man. You have genius opportunity right here in your face. And because it ain't he don't act like my man's the basketball player, Steven Jackson or any of those guys. He just not he a nerdy guy. You understand? He's peaceful. And it seems like when people in their peace, it's boring. When you peaceful, I provided a space for you to be at peace, but it's too boring. So you got to go find some chaos. You got to go seek some bullshit.
If we get real with that, that's when they see you as a nigga. Because a white man can be boring. It's only a nigga can't be boring. See, a white man can work in corporate America and put on the same suit and tie. He got 3 suits that he switch out every day and will work. He can do all that with the same blue tie.
Man.
And she cool with that. He ain't boring. He's a good man. It's only when you a nigga you can't do stuff like that. So we got to be real about that.
You gonna wear that same shirt today? Then you wear that yesterday?
Mm-hmm. You can't do that when you're a nigga though. See, the white man can do that though, and everything's fine because he's exciting when he goes to that corporate job. He's exciting when he works in the mailroom. He's exciting.
When he going on the vacation every goddamn every other motherfucking month.
Well, I'm just saying that when he white, all these different things that you're supposed to have to be don't exist because he white. So It ain't about whether you're born or not, because he white, he can be born. So born ain't the issue. And see, this is something black men got to recognize. The issue is it ain't what you doing, because when the white man do it, it's totally fine and it's totally acceptable. So what's the issue then? Oh, you're seen as a nigga, so you can't do it.
Damn.
You know, and that's just what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna
So
go get
everybody else can
me a
do it,
white
but you
man.
guilty.
I'm gonna get me a guy who was in school, who studied. I'm gonna go get me a guy who actually got a job. I'm gonna go get me a guy who's been in the military. I'm gonna go get me a guy who started a business. Black men do the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do it, you a nigga doing it, so it don't count.
Mm.
And it just is what it is. And now the white women have provided a list for black men,
Mm.
a
I see.
solid list for black men, and a list that shows one of the main things you got to give a black man, and that's loyalty.
And
It's
you
in
know
the
what?
list.
Yep. And that's why a lot of black women, when they read this, are pissed off about that.
How dare you?
How dare you give a
How
list
dare
of
this
black
white
men
woman
like
make a
that?
list for our black men?
No, the
Mm-hmm.
list said
Exactly.
respect them and
Respect them.
stand and be good to them and make them better, right?
Yes.
That's what that list
Make
said.
make sure that he's the prize and everything else. Cook, clean, all that type of stuff.
Oh, you watch your mouth. You watch your mouth.
Black women coming out here
Leave.
talking about what they not gonna do, and that list said cook for him. Lord have mercy.
Man, lead all these black men to snow bunny. Yeah, man.
Or not just the snow
Hey,
bunny.
Roger,
No, no,
Roger,
no. Not just the snow bunny.
Roger, Roger. My wife said you
Mm-hmm.
got to add on. She want to add on one more thing, making some coconut pancakes.
What do you say? Coconut
I think that could
pancakes.
technically be fit into. I think that was number 4 or number 3. It could technically be fit in there. You know,
Coconut
it can be in there. I don't think that's a problem at all. You know, the
Yeah.
list definitely give room for it. The list definitely
I would
give
Coconut
like to
room.
try that
pancakes.
coconut pancakes
You
one
know,
day.
and I want to say this one more time. While they talking about y'all are suckers for falling for this list, man, I'm trying to fall for this. Now I'm trying to jump in it. Where the hole at? Real talk, y'all. Where the hole at?
Man,
Now
All right.
listen, if you got a son and all right, all these women are vying for your son's affection and his legacy, right? They literally vying, they literally get ready to compete. Who you think he gonna choose? Even mentally, right? He gotta at least see what she talking about. I ain't gotta give him zero game, but he definitely gonna be drawn to the woman that got something for him that's saying, hey, look, this is what I got for you. Here's what I can do for you. Hey, come here. Hey, what? Hold on. Let me. As
Bro,
opposed to here, give me.
I gotta get this other brother in, but I'm gonna say this, bro. If a white girl just simply showed up with the list and said, I don't know what to do, but my mama gave me this list. Once you read this list to me, I got to give you a chance. I got to. You may not be good at this,
facts,
but I got to see if
facts,
you can be good. This list so strong,
facts.
I got to give you a chance, okay? Look, we going to give you a 90-day trial. Real talk.
Girl, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Look,
You
I
got
don't
to
know
show
what I'm
me,
doing.
baby.
I don't know what I'm doing. My mama just gave me this list. Baby, you getting the 90-day trial. Real talk.
Let me see
Okay?
what you talking about, baby. Let me see what you are. I'll
But
give you a chance.
let me let Lena's baby daddy get in here. Lena's baby daddy, you got the mic, sir. You got the mic.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Man, I'm doing all
What's
right now that I
happening?
know
What's
the white women
happening?
that gave me this list.
Yeah, my phone for coming up late and shit, Roger. But I heard y'all talk. I was like, hold up. They missed a real ill moment right here. I think Reset with his crazy ass said these white women. It's a shame white women had to make a list to show black women how to appreciate us. I beg to differ. It's a shame that white women had to make a list to show black men how to appreciate themselves, because we don't appreciate ourselves if we the way just by the way we keep dating these black women that hate us. You dig it? Like they literally don't like us. And this list is a blessing from God. I think somebody said put it by the 10 Commandments. I say put it in front. I literally say put it in front. But the key to the thing is, even if you get a black woman, you got to get a black woman that moves like a white man. You meet you a black chick at Comic-Con. You know what I mean? You meet you a black chick at a baseball game or the U.S. Open or some shit. And she can't have no blonde. She can't have no shit in her hair, period. The only thing she could have is a jerry curl. That's it. No weave, no wig, no nothing. You dig it? Meet a black bitch in Barnes and Noble buying books, not buying Starbucks, buying books. And like I said earlier, don't mess with no white chick that listen to that crazy ass hip hop and wear Jordans, because that's a black woman in a white body.
Non-black people.
So you got to put it in Jordans yourself. That'd be like me, man.
For real.
Exactly. You gotta buy her first pair of Jordans. She better have them cloud
She
shits
can't
on
come with him
with the
because she come
circles
with
on
him
the
if it's
bottom.
too late.
She gotta have them shits on, some nursing sneakers or some shit.
Yeah.
Roger say he gonna install the Jordans himself.
No, reset. You definitely
Hey,
got
Shark
to.
say
I'm
if you
telling you,
come
don't
with the
mess with
Jordans,
no
it's
white
already
bitch
too
with no
late, man.
Jordans on.
It's already too late.
Don't do it.
Oh
Same
man.
predicament that you in now. If you messing with a white chick, and this white chick in the picture, don't mess with her.
Oh yeah. That's non-black Keisha all the way.
You want a square white bitch.
Yeah. Now I got to give these women credit, going out of their way to take the time out to put this list together. I mean, salute to them for that. I'm gonna say I do agree with Shark that a lot of black men who don't truly recognize their value, I hope this list finds their way to them too. Honestly, I think this list is a good list that men should have so they can give to other men. That's real talk. Why? Because a black man does need to see himself as valuable. And you know what? You ain't got to say it's from a white woman, but he's ready to pull this list out with any random sister.
No,
Well, how you
Roger,
feel about this list?
you put this on your refrigerator.
You know, what you think of this list?
Put it in your bathroom when she go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. Now, keep in mind,
right in front of the toilet, creator. Mm-hmm.
This ain't no quote unquote shock stuff. This ain't no. I heard about people talking about that they need to be asking what you think about Meg and Clay. See, this ain't no shock stuff. This is about core values. This is about how you think about a person. This is your fundamental ideal of what a black man is. What you think about this list? Because if you're a woman and you don't like this list, now I understand, and I don't care what Great Black Reset said. I understand that
See that?
that
There you
ain't gonna like
go.
the
There
cheating
you
part.
go.
No. I ain't gonna never support cheating. My thing is, you should be able to do it. If you want more than one woman, your woman should understand and know that, and you shouldn't have to quote unquote cheat to get it done. I don't like the idea that he has
Just say
to
that up
cheat.
front. That's a term and condition.
You see what I'm saying?
See,
she accepts that she has another woman. I just don't like the idea that he gotta do it behind her back. That's what I don't agree with. But I'm gonna say this
he
list
ain't
is
doing it behind her back. There's a list, sir. This is a list. These are your chores, sir. What are you talking about?
I see where you're going. Okay. But I'm saying the list is fine. And if she can't roll with like a actual list like this, because the list solid, man. I'm just gonna say what it is. The list is just a solid list. What man wants you telling all this business to his relatives? Nobody. Last time I checked. What man
I
don't
like
want
that,
you to
man.
recognize he's the
That's
prize?
romantic, bro. That's romantic.
Yeah, and I meant to say earlier too, because y'all was saying something about women say some of the dumbest stuff ever. Y'all didn't say it like that, but y'all was talking about one of the dumb things that they say. Like when it comes to a relationship, they say, I am the table. Okay, so you to think I'm supposed to abuse. You to think I'm supposed to put stuff on and disregard. Because that's what a table is. When it comes to relationships, the relationship is there is a table so both of us can bring something to this table so we can see how we gel together. To say I am the table means you're the thing that don't count. You're the thing I disregard. Because I don't care about what I put on the table. The table's supposed to be strong enough to hold it. And I have no regard for the table. You know? But a lot of people don't ever think about it that long.
They showed up and didn't even bring potluck, huh? Man.
You know? Now,
That's a really a long way of saying, or aggressive to me way of saying, I don't know.
Now, real talk. They are the table because they treat you like shit.
I don't know. Hey, what do you bring to the table? I don't know.
No, created. They are the table because they treat you like shit and you still chase after them. You still give them the time of the day.
Why do we do that, Shark? Why do we do that, man? I forgot.
Cause y'all niggas is fucking thirsty for ass.
Some niggas is tender, man.
Tender
That's what
dick
it
ass
comes down
niggas.
to, boy. He right. Motherfuckers is thirsty for ass, man. Motherfuckers get tender, and you figure, you know what? It'd be better than me chasing after 10 motherfuckers. I could deal with 2 or 3.
Well, I'm gonna say a lot of black men at this particular point believe a lot of nonsense that's being said. There's a lot of people saying nonsense like 20% of the men gonna get 80% of the women. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all, that 80% getting down. Now, if you're gonna leave them to only get the hell with 20% of the men, that's a you problem. Because they getting down.
80% getting down.
They ain't getting down. I'm just telling you what it is. Okay. And shout out to Roastmaster One. He said Roger's extremely impressed by the list. Bro, you're right. That's what I'm gonna say to that. You're absolutely right. I'm extremely impressed that some white women that we were not talking to, didn't have any communication with, took time out to put a list together that actually makes sense.
Deliberately.
I ain't heard Roger talk good about a white person other than Phil Jackson.
Man, I like Kukos. I like Kukos too, man.
Or Bill Paxton. Or Bill Paxton.
But I'm saying, listen, any other woman got an argument, I would ask, where's yours? That's the first thing I want to hear. I want to hear nothing other than, where's your plan? Give me yours. I don't listen to what you're talking about. Let me see yours. Where's yours? You ain't got one. I'm this, I'm that. All right.
And I'm gonna say again, y'all, even if you got a bad list, you're gonna beat out a person with no list.
Come on, man. Let me at least see your list. Let me at least hear it. Let me hear it.
You know?
I know you got one for me. I know you do. I know you ain't coming to talk shit about me about this white woman list. I know you got one stronger than that one. Let me hear it.
Yeah, I know you're gonna do me better than the white woman gonna do.
I know you are. Come on.
You know? That's what I'm gonna
She'll pick me.
Nah, I don't want to hear that.
Exactly.
Let's go on the list.
Exactly.
What you gonna do for us? What you gonna do for us? What you gonna do for me?
Yeah. Now,
what she said she willing to do. What you willing to do?
If you pay close attention to the psychology of the list is this is how you pick a winner amongst black men.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't about picking the losers. This ain't about picking the worst of the community. This is about picking the best of the community.
It's deliberate. It's intentional. Right?
Yep.
So I said, hey, I'm telling you exactly out the barrel here what I'm willing to do for you. If you come this way.
And I got
bust out that list. That's the pre.
Yeah.
What I bring to the table.
Yeah. Shout out to white women, by the way. And
every single one out there had something to do with this list too. Every single one.
Yeah, they really did. And I tell you, like I said, this was a shot right in front of the sisterhood's face, like no other. I've never seen anything like that. Never seen something like that from a white woman, who made a list like that. And this list got a lot of sisters talking, and they're just freaking out.
Well, you know what though? You know what? I think it's getting more attention because it wasn't a shot. This had nothing to do with black women at all. And I think that's where it hits them even worse. Black women were never if you look at this list, there was no consideration of black women except for the fact that they even said, "Hey, we gonna throw the black woman out of you. We know he gonna like a sister because he's black. So he can go and give us something every once in a while. Just make sure he come home to you.
Don't trip."
Yeah.
She say, "Hey, let her go over there. Let him go over there and get that. Don't trip."
He coming back.
Be
He
his
coming back. He
everything.
gonna come back
Continue to
anyway.
be his everything. And again, that argument should always be, "Well, what's your what's your offer? What's your offer?" That's all I want to hear is what's your offer. Hey, all they did was make an offer. I don't mean we have to oblige, but they definitely at least got an offer. So I think that it should start a debate. It wasn't about the women. It wasn't about no other woman, to be quite frank, and everything about the black man. Hey, I see you.
Nah, but she
and
did.
I want you.
But Creator, she did throw a gut punch in there when she said, "Yeah, here come here, like let him go over there." Basically, she telling black women, "Y'all bitches is so horrible. He gonna come back after what I give him. He coming back if he just
know he
go
gonna
over
go
there,
back.
chill with you,
Well,
smoke a blunt, and he be back."
technically, she still gave black women a compliment too by saying he's gonna want to be with her anyway. That's actually giving her some type of compliment. Now she is boldly saying that I believe I'm a strong enough player in the game that he coming back to me anyway. And and, and if you got to pick on her a little bit, go ahead. But it's women battling for a man, so what you really gonna say about that at the end of the day?
Hey, Becca said he don't want you, Keisha. He just want to play with you.
Now, I think she's saying, well, if I decide to fight, I'm gonna win. Now, how you gonna lose against a woman who won't fight for you in the first place? The black woman ain't gonna fight for the man, but she's saying she willing to fight for the man. How's she gonna lose?
And we not talking about perfection. And I'm gonna bring this point up. That don't mean that everything's gonna be roses and lollipops after he take on that. Say he takes on that agreement. My point is they are actually deliberate about the competition. That's how people win. It ain't the people that when we say the people with the most talent and the man. I mean the people that can really sing, really rap, really do the thing. Ain't the people that's actually in the industry. It's the people that took the chance, that put themselves out there, right? Those are the people that's running the industry. The people that actually show up. This is the pot. The voting America don't vote for only the constituents, the voting public, the people that actually are registered to vote and go out and vote for their candidate. That is a minimal, believe it or not, I ain't going to but that's a minimal population. But these are the people who put themselves out there. So if you want to at least put yourself out there, then how can you expect to receive anything?
All right, so Creator, let me give you the test.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Just want to get this highlighted thing out the way. Then we going right back to Sharp. You said, notice that quote unquote Carlton, so you talking about Alfonso Ribeiro, has none of the problems that Will Smith has.
God damn.
Y'all know what he mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all know what he mean. Go ahead, Shark.
All right, so
Excuse me.
Creator,
Go ahead.
you
Lena's
go,
baby mama.
you
Baby
go,
daddy.
you gonna mess with the black chick with the fat ass, or you gonna take the cute white chick with the big titties and no ass?
Hey,
I'm
let me
going.
ask y'all a question.
Hey man, I'm a sucker for that ass, man.
I'm taking whoever got this list on.
I'm gonna ask a question today.
I'm a sucker for my black woman. I'm gonna be
I'm
honest.
gonna ask a question
There you
today. Y'all
go.
have y'all
I
seen
can
the movie
choose the right
Hoes?
one though. That's the thing. I know how to choose the right one.
Have y'all seen the movie Hoes with Shia LaBeouf?
Holes?
Hoes with Shia LaBeouf.
Nah, I ain't even.
Who you watch that movie with? Who you watch that movie with?
Hold on. He must be
Man,
saying holes
Hoes.
with an L in it. You saying holes
Nah,
Yeah,
he's
with an
yeah,
saying
L in it?
hoes. He got to be saying hoes. I don't know him in a movie called Hoes.
yeah. Hoes.
I want to see that if it is.
HOLES.
Oh,
HOLES. The movie.
to my when they had the little kids digging the holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Remember in that movie where the black handyman essentially fell in love with the school teacher, right? He
Yeah,
walk in, he walk in, she be pleasant, smiling,
I fix it,
and
baby.
she'd
I
ask
got
him
you,
to
baby.
do some things around the school, and he'd always go, "I can fix that."
I got you, baby.
I haven't seen it, but that's kind of funny.
It
Can
is.
you take her to this
It's
window
a
right here?
hilarious movie.
Can you take her to this window right here? I can fix that. Can you take her to this desk right? I can fix that.
He can fix it all.
You mean to tell me that a black man is willing to fix everything, everything for a woman who just chooses to be pleasant to him?
For free.
Because it seemed like that man could fix everything for that white woman. And guess what? The white men didn't. They weren't too happy about that. So the white man, they came and grabbed that brother, and they killed that brother. And what did that white woman that he fell in love with do in response? Oh, she went AWOL.
She did.
I
He
might have to
went
check that
haywire.
movie out.
She went and killed all those white men
All
No, she
right,
didn't.
might have to
Because
check that
my
movie.
for killing her black man.
Oh man. Word?
She went and killed all of them. She
Bro,
had
that
the
movie
whole
Hove was
town spooked.
crazy.
Uh,
That
All
movie
right, y'all.
Hove.
All right, y'all. We are closing to that 3-hour mark. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read this last one from Elder Blood. Then I'm gonna let y'all give some closing statements. Shout out to Elder Blood one more time. He said, "Read my comment above. Black women forfeited." Oh, okay. They done forfeited now. That ain't a good sign. Okay. All right. Let's see what his comment is above. He says, "If black woman dares to say the white woman is the black man's God, then the black man should respond saying, 'My God is love, who loves me and does not forsake me. So, my sister, who are you the God of?'" Y'all, that sting right there. That's gonna sting. Okay? That's gonna sting. Cause I hit Elder Blood, salute to you, bro. That's all I can say on that one. Salute to you, brother. My God will not forsake me. Okay. Because we know who will. That black woman. We know who will. All right. So I got one more super chat just came in. Shout out to my main man, Landon. Landon say, at Shark, got an ex got an ex that's a cosplay chick with natural hair. I had to get her father involved to get her out of the house. Now, that's a great problem to have right there, y'all. That's a
That
pretty
is
good
a
problem to have.
prize. You hear me?
Real talk. I got to get her daddy to get in and get her out the house. You know, she want to be down that much. Man,
She was
salute to you,
by his
Landon.
side.
Mm-hmm. Salute to you. But you know
Yeah, man,
what?
that's
We're
what you
gonna give a
want.
few closing statements. I just want to make Great Black Reset go last. So we're gonna start at the other end. Okay. Which notice I didn't even have to say that. I didn't have to say that. I could have just deal with it. Yeah, I didn't have to say it, but I did. Okay. So Bron, you get first on the mic, and then we'll go down the line. So Shark, you can jump in right after Tunnel Runner, so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Man, that was my closing. That was my closing statement right there, man. Y'all black women go watch hoes, and y'all try to mimic that white woman. Because if y'all just learn how to mimic that white woman and hoes, we can fix that. You can bring us anything, and we can fix it for you. But you got to start acting like that white woman and hoes.
All right.
I just
Go ahead, bro.
want to say to black men, love yourself more than you love sex. Love yourself more than you love sex. And if you do that, you'll realize 87% of these black women ain't even worth it. Go find you something, get your money up. If you're a person who can't get into circles with different nationalities of women, you know what I mean, get your money up and get in them circles. But definitely, the black woman, the new black woman, she's only for play, bro. She's just for practice. So when you get Ling Ling or Becky or Sasha, you blow her back out like you was doing with Debbie, all right? Love yourself more than you love sex. And I'll close it with that.
Tunnel Runner?
Yeah, most successful people have a program and they follow the program. So listen up, follow the program for success. You get they're trying to help. We're trying to help. And protect yourself, brothers, at all times.
All right. Champ is on you.
I love my black women, but brothers, you gotta start saving yourselves and everything else. Find love where other women will appreciate you and everything else. and move forward. Don't listen to some of these pro-black simps and everything else who's selling all this fake story on YouTube and everything else. So my thing is, brothers, just move forward, save yourselves, get your money straight. And then there. Thank you, Roger.
Okay, so you, Creator.
Brother, what type of woman is that? All right, man. I'm gonna always bad for my black woman, and all black women ain't horribly bad. All women ain't horribly bad, right? But we do see the trajectory and where behaviors. We are behavioral creatures, so those behaviors don't favor us. Then we're not gonna subject ourselves and want to invest our energy in that area. I would ask, and I would argue, right? I'm pretty unbiased. I like to look at both sides of things. But anybody that come to you with a plan, come to you with, first off, your dusty ass. All right, we talking me, bro. She pulled up over here with a plan and said, "Hey, I want you, and this is what I'm willing to do for you if you choose me." You turn that down, bro. You asking for whatever comes. If you don't, at least give it an opportunity.
There you go. Amen, brother. Amen. Have a dagger bugger shaka shaka nugget.
All right, y'all. We've come to that part of the show where I'm gonna ask y'all to hold on for me. I understand you got to get through the Great Black Reset to get to me, but just hold on, man. It's gonna be all right. Just hold on. Great Black Reset. You got it, my brother.
Well, what you have done for me, sir, is giving me the final shot across the bow. I want to reiterate, Bronx ain't shit. You see how he came in?
It's all right. It's
Yeah,
all right.
don't
It's all
interrupt
right.
me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me, sir. Don't interrupt me. You can interrupt me tomorrow. Bronx ain't shit. He ain't never been shit. He ain't gonna never be shit. This has been a wonderful show. The only disappointment I have is Roger disagreeing with women about what they want. Stop doing that, Roger. Stop doing that. They want us to have concubines. I agree with them.
You know what? I'm gonna let that go because this was the white woman's list for black men. So I'm gonna let it go. Real talk. I'm
There
gonna
you
let it
go.
go. I'm gonna concede to that white woman because if she went through this much trouble to put that list together, who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? Okay.
Oh, I'm done. I let my play there. Okay,
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna say, y'all, we slightly past that 3 hour mark, but it's been a great show. I understand there's supposed to be some controversy and it's supposed to be like the issue. I don't see the issue. Fred kicked out a woman that's 8 months pregnant that was not his wife, so I ain't tripping. I don't know what she did to get kicked out, but I got to guess that he probably right. If he got to kick out an 8 month pregnant woman, he probably right. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't something that's done too much. And Lord knows, I'm going to say for the list, brothers, write that down. Sisters, you could actually use the list too. I understand it's a list for white women to get their thing going with black men, but you could use this list too. Ain't nobody gonna get in your way. Knock yourself out. You got the answers. Stop looking for it. Long live habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right, and I'm out.